Stick around with us all morning on Sunday Postseason Countdown.
Yo.
Wake up!
Wake up! It's Super Bowl Sunday. Let's go.
Coming up, we're going one-on-one with both Super Bowl QBs before the biggest game of their careers.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but I'm hoping that once-in-a-lifetime happens a lot more often.
Trying to treat it as much like a normal game as you can, and it's just another football game, right?
Right.
Plus, Russell Wilson joins the show to take us inside the mind of his former teammate, Richard Sherman.
I want you to admit you was wrong. I want you to take that L, and take it on the chin and walk away.
And how Tom Brady could end up in the silver and black, while the Cowboys might not be giving Dak Prescott a new contract. And Boomer finds out what Cal Shanahan learned from blowing a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl.
I know a lot of people blame me for that, and I have my own opinions on that and everything, which doesn't matter.
Plus,
You got Moss, Super Bowl edition.
Give me that.
a special Super Bowl edition of You Got Mossed, as I rank the best catches from the game's biggest stage, and a look back at the most unforgettable images from the NFL's 100-year history. All that and more coming up.
You're watching NFL Countdown.
I dig because my son still lives with us. My 32-year-old part-time DJ son.
I've been a caregiver for 20 years.
How you doing?
No two patients are the same.
Don't do too much.
Predicting the next step for them can be challenging. Today, we're using the IBM Cloud to run new analytics tools that help us better predict and plan a patient's recovery. Ultimately, it's helping thousands of patients return home. And who doesn't love going home?
You can count carbs, you can count calories, but it only counts if the beer tastes good. Introducing St. Archer Gold, the ultimate light beer with 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. St. Archer Gold.
All-you-can-eat wings and unlimited video games for just $19.99 during the big game. Only at Dave & Buster's.
You met on an app. Delete it.
Why?
He's the one. Gesundheit. You have a birthmark. In the shape of Texas, you think it looks more like Arkansas.
How do you know that?
I see something else. A star with 3 points. You're in a Mercedes.
Yeah, we wish.
Wish granted. With 4 models starting under $37,000, there could be a Mercedes-Benz in your very near future.
Free. Free, free, free.
That's right. TurboTax Free is free. Free, 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 free.
What's up, Peloton fam? Let's get ready to work hard and have a great time.
20-minute full body strength coming your way. Keep that core tight, team. You got this.
Every Peloton class. With any equipment or none at all.
Pump those arms. Drive those knees. Today's run makes you a champion.
Who wants in? Download the app and get 30 days free.
Competing in today's business climate is challenging. Your customers expect speed and convenience. Tackle is a revolutionary new app that connects you with over 70,000 background check providers who are ready to help you make your company more productive. Businesses use Tackle for same-day installation of all types of products. The Tackle app also includes functionality for photo documentation. To find out how Tackle can make your business more efficient and profitable, visit tackle.com/partnerships.
Postseason NFL Countdown is presented by Snickers. Maybe the world just needs a Snickers.
Five-time Super Bowl champions are going back to Miami.
Man, winning has been the standard here.
The history, like you said, is so rich here.
Touchdown to John Taylor. Caught by Clark. Clark got a touchdown.
I remember the Niners throughout the 80s growing up and just being around it. I knew exactly how special it was.
Jerry Rice, I see him before every game. He gives me words of encouragement.
Could we be one of those teams? Would we be thought of as those legends?
And now it's on to the Super Bowl for the Niners.
That championship pedigree began with Bill Walsh. And the branches of the Bill Walsh coaching tree on the West Coast offense loom large over Super Bowl 54. In fact, Walsh's impact can be felt throughout the league. 19 of the current 32 head coaches have roots that trace back to the Hall of Famer. Included in that group, Kyle Shanahan and Andy Reid. The Chiefs head coach spent 7 seasons under Mike Holmgren with the Packers in the 1990s. This after Holmgren was the Niners quarterback coach under Walsh. As for Shanahan, his branches on the coaching tree connect to his dad, Mike, who was the offensive coordinator under George Seifert, who coached for Walsh. And no recent team had as many branches of the Walsh tree as the 2013 Redskins, when Mike Shanahan was joined by his son Kyle and 2 other assistants who went on to become head coaches. Matt LaFleur, the Packers, and Rams head coach Sean McVay. Steve, you start here. How would you put Bill Walsh's impact in perspective?
People need to realize the height of his career when he was 2 generations ahead of everybody and how he was innovating offense on the West Coast, how he was showing people how to practice, how to travel, how to eat. He taped it all. He put it in a paper-based, video-based, audio-based toolkit and packaged it up. Everything that I know, every secret I have, every way that I'm ahead of the game by 2 generations, and he handed it to his assistant coaches who were headed for head coaching jobs and said, I'll see you in the championship game. And then they did see him in the championship game. And so that spirit of abundance, who does that? I have incredible secrets that I could hold for 2 more generations. I'm ahead of everybody. And what do? I package it up and hand it out to Mike Holmgren, to Andy Reid, who gives it to Sean McVay, who gives it to Mike Shanahan. Like, it is now everywhere in the league. And so much of his innovation and so much of what the league is today is because Bill decided to have a spirit of abundance about it. And we need to just take a moment and thank him as we look around the 19 coaches and the influence in everything that we see about the NFL. So much of it is what Bill did in the 80s.
Yeah, your whole life is tied to it.
It's unbelievable. You know, he was such a visionary, like Steve talked about, Susie, and the thing that he did that shows such a confidence in himself is, hey, I'm going to tape, I'm willing to share, I'm going to help my assistants grow and develop, and I trust that this thing can still be sustained over time based on that willingness to really develop not only his players but his coaches. And I think you see the impact all over. 19 of the 32, it's incredible, and all you
Sean,
can
say
is wow.
You've done that too.
Yeah. Yes, but I remember when he was taping himself, I actually thought he was doing it for a museum for himself.
Oh.
Just the opposite, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it away. Sean, I appreciate your spirit about how you've tried to build off of what he was doing.
I can remember even talking to Mike Shanahan coming in the year he was the coordinator when you guys won the Super Bowl, how beneficial those tapes were to him in terms of getting indoctrinated to the system, learning how Bill communicated it so that it was a seamless transition, and I think the production speaks for itself.
All right, Sean, so how does that translate into Kyle Shanahan's offense, the offense that we're going to see on the field tonight?
He's a visionary too. You know, just working with Kyle, every single play has an intent, Susie. You know, there's no wasted plays. A lot of guys are just calling plays. When you look at it, this run game, heavily known for the outside zone, but it's formations, it's motions. They put the defense in conflict. Here you see Emmanuel Sanders coming across the formation. Juszczyk's going to come back across. And this is the thing that they've done to really take their run game to the next level. It's the outside zone, but they're doing it out of the shotgun. Now you got your RPO threats, Tevin Coleman pressing it, and these slash runners where you're working edges, the 3-headed monster. It's really impressive, and all these things are designed to just marry the run and the pass.
This is the one.
This is something that gives them a different dynamic, Steve. The downhill direct guard pull plays, gap and trap, Here you see Deebo Samuel coming in motion, Tomlinson on the guard pole right here, and Mostert does a great job getting vertical immediately. And again, both these concepts come out of the shotgun formation, and it's really difficult, and everything is really designed, puts the defense in conflict, and you feel like you're always on your toes against a Shanahan-led offense.
Connecting Bill back to Kyle and to you, Bill always said make it as difficult as you can on the defense and simple for the offense, and it's exactly what Kyle has done.
There's no question it's difficult for the defense, and what's interesting about it is you only see a couple different runs. You do see inside, outside zone, you see the traps, you see the counters, you see the powers. But the packaging is so complex that as a defender, you literally have to sit there and you go, what am I supposed to be looking at here? Because by the time you figure out what you're supposed to be looking at, the runners are up on top of you so quickly that then you're not in a real advantageous position to put them on the ground, and they're ripping off big runs. And that's the genius, I believe, of what they do. It is, we're going to trick you before you have a chance to figure it out, and by that time, our athletes are just too good. And that's why I'm saying, all the brain power right now seems to be gravitating towards the offensive side, and I think the challenge for head coaches is to really find the people who can match that on the other side, give players the chance to play fast, because if you don't, Bill Walsh has started something that right now has just been like a tidal wave, and these guys are carrying it through to today's game.
It's fun to see
It'd be tough. It'd be tough to play defense against it.
When you think innovation in offense, you think passing game. Kyle's really done an innovation as well in the running game, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Kyle's first job in the NFL was on John Gruden's staff in 2004. He was offensive quality control, but when I asked John what he remembers most, he said not only was he a great teacher and all that kind of thing, he spent most of his time in the defensive meetings with guys like Monty Kiffin, Gus Bradley, Mike Tomlin, an incredible defensive staff, and that's where he really learned how to hit that side of the game.
Yes,
it's so incredibly crucial. Also coming later, Steve sits down with Jimmy G. And Tom Brady headlines one of the best free agent quarterback classes we've ever seen. Find out why the Oakland Raiders have found themselves in the sweepstakes. And today, the two best tight ends in the NFL face off on the biggest stage. They've been competing all year long for the honor of the tight end belt.
National Tight End Day, first day, and that's when the belt came to be. Looks like the World Heavyweight belt, and then it has, the front plate has a photo of me on it, which is pretty sick.
Bad moves, bad, like I'm bad too.
You're watching Postseason NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers.
Pepsi Zero Sugar. All the cola flavor, none of the sugar.
Knowing you're on the right path isn't always easy. That's why it's important to be prepared for anything life brings. At Fidelity, we'll help you build a clear plan for retirement, one that covers healthcare costs, taxes, and any other uncertainties, while still giving you the flexibility to make changes to your plan as often as you need. Because when you're with Fidelity, a partner who makes sure every step is clear, there's nothing to stop you from moving forward.
File at H&R Block, and you could get a refund advance up to $3,500 within minutes.
Did you just say money in minutes?
Yeah.
Money in minutes! Money in minutes! Money, oh yeah!
You could get a refund advance up to $3,500 in minutes. It's better with Block.
Enterprise Car Sales has access to over 500,000 pre-owned vehicles, most with tech features like blind spot detection, backup camera, because you never know what might be behind you.
Does the sloth come standard? Looking to buy? Enterprise makes it easy.
We made USAA insurance for veterans like Martin. When a hailstorm hit, he needed his insurance to get it done right away. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
Guys, carrying some extra weight? Stop. Lose the weight without going hungry with Nutrisystem for Men. Lose up to 18 pounds and 8 inches overall in your first month. Check us out today and get protein-packed shakes free. They deliver your favorite foods made healthier, so you eat the food and lose the weight. Money back guarantee. Act now. Buy 1 month, get 1 free.
Go online or call 877-387-FIT4 right now. Buy 1 month, get 1 free.
dreaming about it all day. I get it all, I get it my. Everybody say, oh my, oh my.
3 reasons Forerunner comes with lane departure alert standard. Him, and her.
You alright? Yeah. Why?
Day lingerie today. Go to adoreme.com.
Welcome back to postseason NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers.
Yo, wake up.
Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up! Wake up.
Wake up. It's Super Bowl.
It's Super Bowl Sunday.
It's Super Bowl Sunday. Let's go.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, recognizing those who strive to rise above the rest. Goodyear, more driven. Now, 2 of the best tight ends in the NFL will be on the same field tonight in Super Bowl 54. Travis Kelce and George Kittle are first and second in receiving yards among all tight ends over the last 2 seasons. And this will be the first Super Bowl in NFL history between tight ends who both had 1,000 yards during the regular season. Kelce had over 1,200 yards to lead everybody at the position. But they've been battling all season for another prize, the tight end belt.
Can you smell what the noise?
Definitely the WWE persona of the tight ends in the NFL. Definitely very loud about my support of WWE and just wrestling in general. The fact that they gave me a title belt, it's an honor.
The tight end world is like a brotherhood, man. It's like a fraternity. For him to create something new, for all the tight ends to come together and rally behind, man, that's cool.
National Tight End Day.
It's National Tight End Day.
Nice.
Hey, it's my day. You have to wait for me.
And that's when the belt came to be. If you're the tight end of the week, you sign it and ship it to the next guy.
So I saw Mark Andrews' name on there. I think I saw Felsley's name on there. There's a few guys that have won it twice. But the tight end position just keeps evolving.
I want all tight ends to succeed because it's just good for the position.
It's special to be in the Super Bowl with the top 2 tight ends in the league. Hopefully we can both go out there, put on a show that no one's ever seen before.
It's been fun to watch. I mean, 2 really big personalities at the tight end position in this game. It's interesting, though. I feel like in a Super Bowl, you're always going to talk about the quarterback. Shoot, in any game, you're going to talk about the quarterback. So we know they're big stars. But when you look at this Super Bowl matchup, I find it interesting that maybe the 2 other biggest stars in this game are both tight ends. Randy, you know what it's like to be a star in a big game. When you're playing against another guy who's a big-name guy and gets a lot of attention for good reason, does that add a different element to it?
Of course it does, Sam. I can remember and reflect back to the time I played Terrell Owens for the first time in the Metrodome, and I had the mindset, whatever he does, I got to do what he does or got to do it a little bit better. But for this game, the anticipation is over. We are here at Super Bowl Sunday with the #1 tight end in the National Football League. Please stand up. It's a battle between who's the #1, Sam. You look at here, I want to see what tight ends can do, being taken out of a 3-point stance to a 2-point stance. We're looking at 2 of the best. Right there you can see Travis Kelce. Well, let's flip it over to the other side and show you a little bit of George Kittle. Let's take him outside, George, and let's bring him back up. Both guys been able to be slippery and
and using their quickness at the line of scrimmage. Well, how are they similar? Can they block? Well, yes, Travis Kelce can block here. Well, let's take one. Let's throw him to the side, and let's go ahead and lead Tyreek Hill on into the end zone here. Being able to block two guys. Well, can George Kittle block? Well, let's take it over there to the people's champ, George Kittle. Can he block? There's one, there's two. Did you get a third one? Well, he just being able to put his hand on the ground. I said the game is changing from a 3-point stance to a 2-point stance, but the tight ends have to be able to do both. As you can see, they're just being able to bulldoze a guy 6 yards back into the end zone. I said at the start of this, all I want to know is, will the real tight end for the National Football League please stand up today? It's Super Bowl Sunday, guys.
Yeah, and defensively, it's what defensive personnel grouping do you use, Rex? I mean, do you consider it Kelce? Is he a wide receiver? Is he going to be inline and block? And Kittle can do the same thing. So do we have regular people in there, or do you bring in nickelbacks? That's the defensive perspective in terms of how difficult it is to match up.
Yeah, it really is. But I treat Travis Kelce as just a receiver, and not just a receiver. He's a phenomenal player, but he's not near the blocker of George Kittle. George Kittle, to me, when I'm saying you got to take one, I'm taking George Kittle. He's every bit the receiver Travis Kelce is. And, oh, by the way, he's an extra tackle on the field in the running game. I've never seen this. Like, he basically is a combination of Rob Gronkowski and Shannon Sharp. I mean, that kind of ability. But as good an inline blocker as we've seen in years is George Kittle.
Yeah, that's true.
And look at the numbers. The numbers, as Sam talked about, they're so similar as receivers. But the numbers that are in the favor of George Kittle is the rushing attack. San Francisco second in the league in rushing, and a big part of that reason is the blocking of George Kittle.
I agree with what you're saying, Rex. I mean, George Kittle, son of an offensive line coach, and so it's no surprise that his footwork's so great. He's physical at the point of attack. But Travis Kelce just might have a bigger impact in this game because, yes, he plays wide receiver, 2-point stance, more than a 3-point stance as an inline tight end. But trick plays as well. Remember, this guy's a former quarterback. Andy Reid has had 2 weeks to prepare. And the Wildcat, short yardage, goal line. Watch for Travis Kelce in at quarterback on a trick play today. It could be a run, it could be a zone option, it could be an RPO, a run, and then a pass. There's all kinds of versatility, and that would be huge headaches for a defense. You haven't prepared for it because you don't know it's coming, and they could unleash that today.
And in terms of blocking for Travis Kelce, if you decide to match up with nickel or dime when a Kelce is in there because you consider him a wide receiver, he's blocking smaller guys. So these tight ends are perfect for their systems. You need that. If you're going to run the ball, you got to have someone like Kittle in the San Francisco 49ers, someone that can establish that edge and do it. But Andy Reid, the deception is so strong, like you're talking about, the slip screens, all the motions and shifts and things. So Kelce is absolutely perfect for Andy Reid.
Let me throw this nugget in here. We're all talking about the San Francisco 49ers defense needing to be able to tackle the Legion of Zoom in space. But we're talking about two great tight ends in the National Football League. George Kittle, in all of tight ends, leads the National Football League in yards after the catch and yards after the contact. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to have a tough time being able to bring that young man down tonight, too.
Randy, I know you guys are saying they're each good fits for their system, but Randy, who do you think is more important to their team's success in the Super Bowl today between those two guys?
Jeez.
I just like doing this to you. I'm sorry.
Really, Sam?
It's fun for me. You got to pick one.
Go ahead, Randy. Wow. Well, let me say this. When you look at Travis Kelce and what he means being in a 2-point stance and how Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs offense like to throw the ball all around the field, I would have to say Travis Kelce and what he means to that offense because of the production. Look at how they produce from their 10-yard throws to their 15-yard throws. He is a big factor in their offense, and if he's shut down tonight, it'll be a long day for Patrick Mahomes.
He'll have the production numbers. He will. But if San Francisco runs the ball like they do, Kittle, you won't see it on the stat sheet. Yeah. But his value and the blocking that Randy shows, it's just as important.
I was going to say, if they only throw the ball 8 times again, I guess it's an unfair battle, but Rex is still fired up about the blocking.
Why didn't you ask them the question? Why you put me on the spot?
You're a Hall of Famer. It comes with the territory. Still to come on Countdown, Antonio Brown has been out of the league since September, but the news about him has only gotten worse as his troubling behavior has kept him in the headlines. Our exclusive interview with the former star. Plus, Pat Mahomes is changing what we expect from QBs. All the pioneers of the position tell you about the dual threat.
The disrespect that took place was because I play wide receiver. He's not a good thrower. And oh my goodness, I had a good time doing it.
I just feel stuck, Doc, and I'm hearing voices.
You feel stuck because you are stuck in a giant chocolate bar.
Huh. What about the voices?
That's me.
There it is again.
One play at a time. Do whatever it takes to get into the end zone.
Excuse me.
Ma?
Saquon, I made you a bowl of soup.
I don't think this is the right time.
There's always a good time for Campbell's Chunky.
Good call, Mom.
I know.
Fill it right with Campbell's Chunky, packed with hearty meat and veggies. Soup that eats like a meal.
Retirement income is complicated. As your broker, I've solved it.
That's great, Carl. But we need something better that's easily adjustable.
Has no penalties or advisory fee.
And we can monitor.
To see that we're on track.
Like Schwab Intelligent Income.
Schwab.
Introducing Schwab Intelligent Income, a simple, modern way to pay yourself from your portfolio.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, we don't have that.
Schwab, a modern approach to wealth management.
Whoa, this is awful. Try it.
Oh, no, that looks gross. What is that?
You gotta try it. It's terrible.
I don't want to try it if it's terrible.
It's like mango chutney and burnt hair.
No, thank you. I have a very sensitive palate.
Just try it!
Guys, I think we should hurry up.
If you taste something bad, you want someone else to try it. It's what you do.
I can't get the taste out of my mouth.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Shh, dog.
Grubhub, America's leader in food delivery, just got better. Introducing Perks. Millions of dollars in deals and free food nationwide. Download the Grubhub app today and get free delivery on your first order.
Hi again. That belongs to me.
Wherever, however, whenever, we'll deliver lunch or dinner right to you. Order delivery at PaneraBread.com. Panera, food as it should be.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Take it to the house, kid! Woo!
As Super Bowl dreams take shape in Miami, Antonio Brown was here trying to get his career back on track. The NFL continues to investigate Brown following accusations of sexual assault made by his former trainer. It was soon after those accusations Brown was released by the Patriots. In January, Brown was arrested and charged with felony burglary with battery following an incident with a moving truck driver. Earlier this week, Roger Goodell said that the NFL's #1 concern is Brown's well-being, not his potential return to the league. Josina Anderson is back with us. JoJo, you sat down for a formal interview with Brown very, very late Friday night. What do you think inspired him to sit down and open up now?
Well, Susie, when Antonio Brown posted a caption on Instagram that read, "I want to play now more than ever," I wondered what impact did Kobe Bryant's sudden death have on his recent feelings. Brown told me, "Just to fathom that happening to my hero or an icon gave me great discomfort. It inspired me to want to play more or to even be a better role model for kids. I also thought that it made him more ready to open up about his life right now and his current status in the NFL," which you'll see in this excerpt from our hour-long interview.
I think I owe the whole NFL apology and my past behavior. You know, I think I could have done a lot of things better.
And do you feel like you owe any of the women that you've ever got into a conflict with an apology?
I feel like I never really got in any conflict with no woman. You know, I just feel like I'm a target, so anybody could come against me and say anything, and I'm gonna have to face it. You know, there's no support, it's no it's no rules in it. Like anyone could come after me for anything, no proof or whatever he says, she say, and the media run with it. So even if I'm not guilty, I'm already guilty because they already wrote it, put it on the TV, and put that in people's minds. So just by me having to sit here and hear those the allegations of me, you know, it's just unfair to me, you know, every time.
So in the last few weeks, you've shared a lot of your life on social media like you've been doing for a while now, good and bad. Why do you do that?
So I feel like people don't really understand, you know, the day to life things that you go through or what it's like to be me.
Do you ever feel like you do it too much?
It's never enough. But some of the things kids see, they learn from, and they learn that dad is not perfect, you know? Sometimes I react the wrong way and emotionally. I'm a human being, you know, I have the right to sometimes. Sometimes not always right.
Some people speculate that Vontaze Burfict's hit has adversely impacted your behavior after that. Is that true?
Nah, it didn't hit me that hard. You know, I got up and walked out the field. We won the game. Like, I was all right.
So some people, when they talk about you, they say Antonio Brown needs mental help, or he shows signs of needing mental help. Do you need mental help?
We all need mental help. I'm like an animal in a cage. Like, everyone just talk about me. I can't go out my house in the private. Everything I do is in the face of people. It's the face of someone talking, someone making an assumption about me.
So you don't feel like you have CTE? You're not concerned about it?
If I had CTE, I wouldn't be able to have this beautiful gym. I wouldn't be able to be creative. I wouldn't be able to, you know.
Oh, you might have the early, you know, there's early stages, AB, just to be clear.
I ain't no Aaron Hernandez. Like, I'm perfectly fine.
So when Roger Goodell says in his press conference that they care about your well-being, do you believe the commissioner of the NFL?
I believe it when we see it.
Has the NFL provided you any help in this interim while you have been out of the NFL?
Nah, when you're out the NFL, you're not their property. They don't really help you. So I was pleased to hear that after 140 days that there was some positivity about me, because as in late, I just been the cancer of the NFL, the problem child, the guy who gets in trouble, and the kind of guy who have the bad narrative about him.
Well, Brown continues to deny all allegations of sexual misconduct against him when I asked him multiple questions about it, including whether he sexually assaulted or raped Brittany Taylor, to which he said no. But Brown did say that he realizes in his time away from the NFL that he, quote, may have rubbed some people the wrong way. And while he awaits his return or possible return to the NFL, I asked him, has he and Tom Brady discussed possibly playing together again, to which he said to me, if the opportunity presents itself. Susie?
Josina, I've read the entire transcript. She asked everything. But now, Adam, where are we at?
Yeah, listen, I ran into Antonio Brown unexpectedly last night, walked into a restaurant. He was at the next table. He posted images on social media of it. Of course, when we walked out of the restaurant, TMZ was waiting to ask me how Antonio Brown was. And what I would say is he seemed to be in good spirits, sound mind, and it's important for him to play again. Now, will he be given the chance is the real question, because the NFL is going to group together all his behavior to make one ruling, and I would expect there to be discipline that arises that will sideline him at least a portion, if not the majority, of next season. And then there'll be some team waiting. We'll see. And if he behaves the right way and does what he should, then I think at that point maybe he will be given another chance. But I don't think teams are thinking about that right now until the NFL makes its decision.
Right, and it would be conditional upon him being willing to accept some mental health counseling and other enhancements. The NFL Players Association also has a large resources to help him in that area. But his own agent, Drew Rosenhaus, that situation became so toxic that he recently withdrew his representation of Brown. So that tells you he is not yet willing to meet that particular part head on.
So with all that said, Lewis, I mean, realistically, do you expect to see him back in the NFL?
Not anytime soon, Susie. Look, I mean, there has to be a level of self-awareness on his part as to what exactly is the perception. Where is his credibility level? Where is his trustworthiness level right now in the eyes of the guys who make the decisions in the NFL? And just from like watching that interview, I mean, he has to have a little bit more awareness as to how people are looking at him and the questions that people want answered by him. And if you, depending upon where you're at in your program, Bill, the risk really isn't worth the reward at this point in his career, and especially this. I can tell you this for the short term coming up. This coming draft that we're going to cover in Las Vegas in 2020 is the deepest draft in the past 20 years that I've seen as far as wide receivers are concerned. It is not a good time to be an older wide receiver who has so many question marks surrounding him off the field if you want to get back on the football field and play anytime soon. It's just not a good time to have this kind of cloud hanging over you.
The best thing he could do is just stay quiet, not bring in the NFL, and basically go about his business without anyone noticing.
But it seems like it's been tough for him to be
Absolutely.
disciplined and do that. And it's sad the game misses his talent.
Great player.
Right? Everybody just wants him to be okay. Coming up on Countdown, it's almost showtime for Mahomes and the Chiefs. We're taking you back to the Showtime Lakers with Magic Johnson to find out what he thinks of the no-look pass on the football field.
He'll drop back and he'll no-look you. Oops, sorry. He can make every single pass, but also make the defenders look silly. And that's what I kind of used to do.
Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
You're watching Postseason NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers.
We've all been here before. The conference room, the speakerphone, the missing files. Not in the room, then you're not in the know. Well, this has been nice, but can we not? How about we invite everyone you work with to work together? Be seen, be heard, be there when you're not. Share your files and your opinion, and maybe even a happy little fruit guy. When you're ready to unleash the power of your team, open Teams.
Introducing Tostitos strips.
And creamy avocado salsa.
Anyways, these strips have got to be their thickest chip yet.
Perfect for dipping in this delicious salsa made with real avocados.
They're good apart.
But even better together.
Say what? All right, pass me some of that green stuff.
For shizzle.
Martha, we talked about this.
Tostitos.
Get to the good stuff.
All-you-can-eat wings and unlimited video games for just $19.99 during the big game. Only at Dave & Buster's.
Help. Everyone needs it sometimes. And when it comes to something as important as taxes, it's good to have expert help on your side.
I freelanced last year. What expenses can I claim?
Let's take a look. People can be good at anything, even taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
What's up, Peloton fam? Let's get ready to work hard and have a great time.
20-minute full body strength coming your way. Keep that core tight, team. You got this.
Every Peloton class. With any equipment or none at all.
Pump those arms. Drive those knees. Today's run makes you a champion.
Who wants in? Download the app and get 30 days free. Say yes to RAV4's available all-wheel drive, and you get closer to nature.
Learn to speak squirrel.
Get closer to nature and communicate in new ways. Communicate in new ways, and you make new friends. Say yes to RAV4.
Every superhero has an origin story. We all got our start somewhere. For us, it was the U.S. Air Force.
It's important to have a reliable network. We all use it in different ways.
Everyone in your family is different.
Someone's streaming sports, someone's video chatting her friends.
So Verizon has plans to mix and match starting at $35 and up to $700 toward our best phones. The network more people rely on gives you more.
From the home of never-ending comes never-ending stuffed pastas. From as little as $11.99, you get never-ending stuffed pastas, sauces and toppings, never-ending salad and breadsticks, of course, never-ending generosity, never-ending stuffed pastas, only at Olive Garden.
Countdown to Kickoff is presented by Tostitos.
Coming this April on ESPN and ABC, it's the NFL Draft live from Las Vegas. Will Joe Burrow go #1, and where will Tua land? This is going to be a draft experience like no other. And on Saturday on ABC and the ESPN app, the XFL season kicks off at 2 Eastern with head coach Jim Zorn leading the Seattle Dragons against former Ohio State quarterback Cardale Jones and the DC Defenders. But for now, we're hanging out. Yeah, we're doing TV. I am joined by my friend, John Perry, who last year, last year, you were officiating the head referee in the Super Bowl. First of all, I cannot imagine what that feels like from a nerves perspective. How would you describe what it's like?
I can tell you I'm a lot looser today than I was 12 months ago. You know, it's crazy. It's a 2-week buildup, the hype, the pressure, the conversations on both teams. Preparations double. They get here early. All they see is Super Bowl 54. So it's an incredible amount of pressure. Hopefully they'll be ready to go.
So let's talk about the process, like before coin toss. Tell me what that's like on Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday for the coin toss, you're trying to find enough saliva so you can swallow to clear your throat to go out to that midfield. You know 100 cameras are on you, 100 million people are on you, and you have to deliver a message to kick the night off. Tons of pressure for Bill Vinovich.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you practice? Are you like in front of the mirror in the hotel in the morning practicing what you're going to say?
I did 2 of them, and I can tell you I both walked around the city of Indianapolis and the city of Atlanta in my mind, walking through what I was going to say.
So if you had to say something to the guys that will be officiating this game today, what would you say?
Find that rhythm early. Tons of pressure. Never worked the crew before. They've been off the field for 3 weeks. This is not a normal 2-week period. This is not a normal day. Find rhythm early. Both of these teams will test this crew based on their tendencies early, so you better be ready.
Yeah, how so? These two groups, because they play so differently, we're seeing obviously very different styles. How will that affect the officiating team?
Well, Bill Vinovich can control how we prep the crew. You've got a dynamic offense and a crazy defense. So they've looked at all that footage. They know the matchups. They know the motions. They know how that defensive line from San Francisco is going to come. The teams, they have all the statistical data. Who has called what? How many times? How many potential opportunities did they have? They will test it, and they'll test it early.
There's so much pressure in your profession, and it's strange, unlike any other, really, where the best news for you as an official is no news at all, and that's what we're hoping for in Super Bowl 54. Thanks, John. Well, let's get back to this big game. Looking at this matchup, Patrick Mahomes has been the best quarterback in the NFL. And when he's the only show in town, he seems to thrive the last 2 seasons. He's thrown 36 touchdown passes in standalone games, which includes any primetime or postseason game. That's how he earned the nickname Showtime Mahomes. We had to ask the face of the original Showtime, Magic Johnson, of course, what it really means.
Well, the Showtime Lakers came when 1980. I arrived in Los Angeles and started doing those no-look passes coming down on the fast break, looking one way and passing the other way. Zoop! and the crowd going crazy, making them go home, go back to the office the next day and say, I just seen something I've never seen before. Man, Magic looked one way and passed it the other way. Showtime. That's showtime, baby. That's showtime. Every time he touches the ball, something magical can happen. He'll drop back and he'll no-look you. Oops, sorry. He can make every single pass, but also make the defenders look silly. And that's what I kind of used to do. He really showtime, because at the end of the day, we must remember this. It's all about winning. Oh man, he's the real point guard. I'm gonna retire now, you know. Patrick, you got it now, baby. It's your show now. And that's showtime, see? See, that's showtime. That's magic. That's showtime. That's showtime. Patrick Mahomes, put the show on, baby. From one magic man to the other magic man. Go ahead and do your thing, bruh.
Now that is an endorsement. It's got to feel good if you're Patrick Mahomes to officially be able to take over the nickname. Guys, we know that he has that it factor. I mean, the first time you watch him play, you can see it. But Matt, when you look at what he's actually able to do on the field, what sets him apart?
The best way I can say it, Sam, is he's got every club in the bag. We know about the driver. Like the tailor-made driver, he's got the best driver in the game. And that's what he's known for. That's the thing he's known for. But he doesn't just have the driver. It's the thing that we all talk about. It's the thing that we see the highlights of. You know, what do they say? They say, drive for show, putt for dough. Yeah. He drives for show, he drives for dough. He does it all. He's got every club in the bag. Not every quarterback can say that. And the throws are that impressive. He's the kind of guy you want to play with, the kind of guy that you want to watch. But it's not just that. How about the 2-iron? Not a lot of people can hit the 2-iron. The 2-iron's very difficult to hit, okay? Patrick Mahomes, like I said, has every club in the bag. Check this play out. This is known as Dino. Check, he's like at the 35-yard line, a post, corner, post. Randy, you know that one. He's got to be firm with a little bit of an arc and an absolute strike right down the middle. This is a throw, a club in the bag that Patrick Mahomes has. Again, great arm strength, but it's not just that, guys.
I got you.
It's not just that. He's got that wedge game.
You got your caddy here, Matt.
Hey, you'll get a tip at the end.
He's expensive.
He's got that wedge game. He's got every club in the bag. That touch. And this is what makes him so dangerous. Again, some quarterbacks have some of the clubs. Patrick Mahomes has all of them. You want to bring cover zero? This is what you're going to get, guys. This ball's going to land like butterfly with sore feet right on the green. Little backspin, very nice. Ball. And then you know his coach, Andy Reid, he is so good at scheming up some gimmies. You know, where like, do you even bring your putter? Like, do you even bring, is that good? We good here? Here, just tap it in. Just tap it in. This is a little push pass for a touchdown. So he's got all the clubs in the bag. Some of it's God-given. Some of it's from his coach, Andy Reid. I just really like it. Sir. I'm just really feeling this, guys.
These dudes have been trying to get golf onto this show for 3 years.
You know what I really wanted to do? I wanted to see the swings.
Oh.
You're a lefty. I want to see Randy Moss's golf swing here.
Why not Randy Moss's putt? Huh?
See that swing.
Where's the ball?
I'm putting.
Huh?
I need to see some Charles Barkley action right now.
Hey,
Please, Lord,
hey, Rex
let
Ryan,
it be.
I hope I don't tear this shirt.
There
we go. How was that,
Very good. Can I see what Rex has with a left-handed swing? Let's see what you got, Rex.
It doesn't matter.
This is the viral moment waiting to happen. Everyone back up.
Right here.
Yeah, let me back all the way up.
So smooth. Silky smooth.
The lefty with a right-handed club.
See you.
All right, bro.
No, we got to do a little bit. Little step. Linebacker. Shoulder step. Too many shoulder surgeries.
They love football, but this is really what they've been talking about all week. If you knew how much time went into that segment, you would be embarrassed for all of us. Still, a whole lot more coming on Countdown. Oh, gosh. It's a special edition of You Got Moss. The best catches. Yes, we will talk football on the biggest stage, Super Bowl Sunday. And we're talking Debo. How do you get a nickname like Debo? You'll find out.
Well, I think everybody has confronted a Debo-like character at some point in their life.
Good morning.
More treatment.
We're going to try something different today.
Oh,
So pretty.
Dogs bring out the good in us. Pedigree brings out the good in them.
I was so embarrassed about paying too much for a used car, I went into hiding in this undisclosed location. That used car website had the price all wrong.
Carfax has a better way. At Carfax.com, you get the most accurate price based on the Carfax report. So you never have to overpay on a used car again.
Dad, time for dinner.
Okay, champ.
Stop the shame of overpaying and start your used car search today at the all-new Carfax.com.
How do I even begin to tell you? How bright you shine. How strong you are. How brilliant. Unique. How you're my rock. My diamond.
For the diamond in your life, there's only one diamond store. Fall in love with these special deals. At Zales, the diamond store.
I wanna go where my baby is. I wanna go where my baby.
You must be Steven's phone.
Now you can take control of your home Wi-Fi and get a notification the instant someone new joins your network. Only with Xfinity XFi. Call, click, or visit a store today.
We're proving the new Keurig K-Duo brewer makes any occasion the perfect coffee occasion.
Oh, breakfast in bed.
Just add ground coffee for a carafe or pop in a pod for a freshly brewed cup.
Exactly how I like my coffee.
You've got your carafe, I've got my light roast. We're brewing the love.
Guys, if you wake up feeling fat, bad back, heartburn, tired, then it's time to get healthy and lose weight with Nutrisystem for Men.
I'm healthier, I'm stronger.
Lose up to 18 pounds and 8 inches overall in your first month. Money back guaranteed. Order now and we'll rush you Nutrisystem for Men.
Not only did I lose 60 pounds, I don't snore.
Act now. Buy 1 month, get 1 free.
Go online or call 877-761-FIT9 right now. Buy 1 month, get 1 free.
Dreaming about it all day. I get it all, I get it my way. Everybody say, oh my,
oh my. Welcome back to Postseason NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers.
I was running around Miami with no roof.
Bad boy.
The shrug is dope. It's got a little swag to it.
Making bad moves. Bad moves, bad.
That's Bosa, man. That's Bosa.
Bosa will get him from the backside.
It's kind of like, I'm sorry, I did it again. You gotta ask them, like, why can't they block me?
It just became like a reflex. It actually started with my brother.
Joey Bosa led the conference in sacks with his signature celebration, a shrug.
It is what it is, you know. I am who I am type celebration. Just slight, but it means a lot.
Bosa back home this week. Dream come true for the number 2 overall draft pick, part of a big-time Niners investment in their defense. They've drafted 4 defensive starters in the first round and spent the most guaranteed money on that side of the ball in 2019. It's paid off for Robert Saleh's defense. The Niners have 57 sacks this season, the most in the NFL, including the playoffs, led by Bosa, who has 12 sacks and 67 pressures. And Saleh always quick to point to the addition of D-line coach Chris Kuceric. His addition really helped to bring all those superstars together. You'll like this, coach. This is what he showed me. When they all got together, they were pass rushing like this. Then at training camp, they were like this. And when the season started, they were rushing like that. And they're really fast. How do you defend it? What do you do
I don't
against
like
this
that,
defense?
Susie. I don't like playing that in our division twice a year. It's unbelievable. I mean, you know, you talk about being a connected defense, and when I think about great defenses, I think about on all 3 levels of the defense, all 11 on the same page, and they make you earn every yard. and that's what they do. And when you look at some of the things that they've done throughout the playoffs and really this season, starting out here, you can expect Kansas City to be in some empty formations, so you know when they rush forward with these freaks they have up front, they're going to have some one-on-ones. And here you can see Bosa and Ford really doing a great job getting up the field, collapsing the pocket on Rodgers. Great zone coverage on the back end, and then Buckner wins a one-on-one, gets him flushed outside the pocket, and then you see Bosa's able to finish right here, but there's nowhere to go with the ball. Great zone defense on the back end. Everybody's on a string. Then right here you see they mix in a cover 2 principle on the back end, but a 4-man rush, and I see this defense pursue, and everybody tackles. They're throwing a screen right here. Emmanuel Mosley coming up, making a big-time play right here. Great picture, and then when they get you into the known passing situations, the exotic pressure looks. You can see right here, they give you a 3-down look. D. Ford and Fred Warner, he ends up dropping out. They rush 6 players right here. Kwan Williams ends up forcing this fumble, but look at D. Ford having the versatility to be able to match from the opposite side of the formation. Great coverage on the back end. Somebody's coming free, and another sack fumble. And this is the kind of stuff that shows what great defenses can do. They're attacking you. You always feel like you're on your heels, and they're dictating the terms.
Yeah, that's the thing that I don't believe, get enough credit for as far as this defense. Just how smart they are on the second and third level of the defense. Before you even start talking about the D-line, you saw right there in the last clip that Sean showed, D. Ford coming from the opposite side of the field to match a pattern front side. I mean, that's next level stuff. And what that does, that just helps out the front. The front just needs an extra tick to get there. Any quarterback who has to pull the ball down and not throw it on time, Steve, you know that clock starts going in your head like, these guys are coming, somebody's coming. And these guys are just too good because he called them up front. They're freaks. They are. When you see them walk out on this field today, if you're a general manager or you're a scout down here, you're going, I want one of those. I want one of those. Oh, yeah, I'd like one of those too. I mean, those guys are built the way you want them. So you're saying
John Lynch did a great job.
Oh, he did a heck of a job. But I'm just going to say the secondary and the linebackers deserve a lot of credit for what they're doing as far as shutting people down.
Intellectual challenge. They face it every week, but it's the upfront physical challenge. And if they know where that quarterback is, they can unleash. And they have mauled people when that quarterback sit. Even with Aaron Rodgers, who can move around, who didn't in the championship game, they knew where he was going to be, and over time they just they end up mauling you. You, coach, the second time you played him, Jared Goff was on the move immediately. And I could see that was the signal to the defensive line. Like, I don't know where he's going to be, and it did help in the pressure. Moving him around, Patrick Mahomes moving around today seems to be how did you look at that defensive line and why Jared moved so much in the second game?
Yeah, they're too good, Steve. And if you're just going to sit static and not change the launch point up, you just give them an advantage that you don't want to be able to do. And you got to alleviate some of the pressure off your quarterback, off the offensive line, and changing that spot is one of the things that we felt like was helpful in being able to have a little bit of success the second time we played them. And I think you can expect to see that from Kansas City early on to help get them into a rhythm. And then when Mahomes gets going, it's pretty fun to watch.
And people should know it's been the truth forever in football. All the innovation, all the changes, what is true is if 4 guys can pressure a quarterback alone, the 5th guy makes a huge difference, a huge advantage for the offense. When it's just 4, like the 49ers, it provides all kinds of flexibility for Sal and that defense. And that's why it's so great. Those 4 guys, and if they can keep them together, they can keep going to Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Eric Armstead's going to say, look, I'm going to have a little bit to say about that. I'm about to get paid here, dude. I may have to leave you.
They're all coming in the next couple of years.
Okay, Sean, so they got you twice this season.
Yep.
We're going to put you to the test because we understand that you have a photographic memory. So we're going to throw out just a couple of plays and situations and see how good you are. So we're going to start with the Week 6 meeting, 4th quarter, 5:50 on the clock, 1st and 10, ball on the Rams 32. What was the play and what happened?
Oh, man. In the 4th quarter, 1st and 10, this is not a good play. This was, we were in a bunch left formation. Cooks was in a reduced split. D. Ford ended up winning and getting a sack on us. That was not a fun play. Hopefully the next one is a better memory. But
you were exactly right.
He ends up winning, and thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate that one.
Well, it's a test to see if you actually remember the bad plays.
Yeah, I try to forget it. Those are the ones you remember the most, actually, because you're like, what could we have done better to put them in a better spot?
That is a heck of a magic trick.
Maybe you'll like
That's
this better.
amazing.
So Week 16, and you mentioned you played a little better.
We did play a little.
3rd quarter, 6:13 on the clock, 3rd and 5, ball on the Rams 48.
3rd down and 5, ball on the 48. We were in another bunch formation to the left. Gurley was in the slot in an empty. and we ended up hitting Robert Woods on a high corner route. It was a great throw and catch right here. Yeah, this is a heck of a throw and catch, though. I mean, a little bit different than the way we expected it. This was a huge play for us, and Robert and Jarrett, great protection up front, but to be able to make this throw and catch, these are the kind of plays that you've seen Patrick Mahomes make all year, and it's going to be something that is going to give them a chance if they can make these. But they make you earn everything.
Yeah. Yesterday we were doing the coach, you saying, every coach knows this. No. Coach, you are remarkable in how you can retain that information, and I think it's the Rain Man part of it. I don't want to say any derogatory, but it's that ability to just be able to dial up all that information in your mind. That's why innovation is about data ownership. And it's really about quarterback, and great quarterback is data ownership. And it's amazing to watch you do that, because I know that came out of nowhere. We did not, you had no idea what we were doing. And I thought, nobody on live TV should do that. Don't ever agree.
You know what's interesting, though, about those clips, especially that last play like that. Remember we went out to LA when you guys played the Kansas City Chiefs, and that Monday Nighter, that was just unbelievable. We talked to Jared Goff after the game, and we said, what was the number one thing that Sean is able to do? What is it? What is it that helped him or helped you connect with him? And he said he makes the complex very simple. And that throw that you just showed right there, those are the kind of things you didn't see when he was younger in the NFL, not under your tutelage. You've been able to connect with him like that.
Yeah, and I think it's been, it's a combination of other great coaches, Lewis, and then you look at the players ultimately, they're the ones making these plays. But I think Jared has done a great job, and I really love the way he finished up the latter part of this season, making plays like that show, hey, even with a little bit of a push, guys in your face, the athleticism to make those throws off drift, change the trajectory, and being on the same page as he and Robert were there. It's those give you a chance to play at a high level.
Sweet.
And the Niners were the number 2 overall defense in the NFL, so don't feel too bad about the losses.
That was still pretty cool, by the way.
It's very cool. It's very cool. And we come back. It does get very real. Coming up on Countdown, Kobe Bryant's passing has touched the sports world and beyond. Special tribute from the NFL's best, who share their own stories about how Kobe impacted their journey.
Kobe, I'm going to do everything I can to keep the Mamba mentality going.
Pepsi Zero Sugar. All the cola flavor, none of the sugar.
Morning, everyone.
I've been a caregiver for 20 years.
How you doing?
No two patients are the same. Don't do too much. Predicting the next step for them can be challenging. Today, we're using the IBM Cloud to run new analytics tools that help us better predict and plan a patient's recovery. Ultimately, it's helping thousands of patients return home. And who doesn't love going home?
The famous Meat Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Over a pound of meat and cheese for just $10. It's more pepperoni for your penny, more beef for your buck, more, you get the idea. Get yours delivered now at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
So Brian and I were thinking about holding off till next year, but the kids aren't getting any younger, so maybe we should go. Then we saw this offer they have, and I was thinking, is this finally the year? So guess what? That's right, we're going. You're a really great listener. Must be the ears.
Stop dreaming about a Walt Disney World vacation. With our 4-park magic ticket, a lifetime of memories is closer than you think.
Hey there, I'm Lonnie from Lonnie's Lumber. If you need lumber wood, Lonnie's is better than good. We got oak, cherry, walnut, and more. And we also have the best selection of plywood in the state. Hey! Dang woodchucks, stop chucking that wood!
With Geico, the savings keep on going. Just like this sequel. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It's either the assurance of a 165-point certification process, or it isn't. It's either testing an array of advanced safety systems, or it isn't. It's either the peace of mind of a standard unlimited mileage warranty, or it isn't. For those who never settle, it's either Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned, or it isn't. The Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned sales event, now through March 2nd, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
I am your iFit trainer today.
I'm about to take you through a killer high-intensity workout.
Find that inner strength. Find that inner strength, guys.
Right here is where things start to get a little spicy.
It's not easy, but you're fighting through it.
Are you guys ready?
Get those knees up.
Stay focused and keep pushing through.
You got this, come on.
That was amazing.
We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us in the Fusion CST.
Growing a business is tough. Sometimes you have to think outside the box. Today's consumer expects quality and convenience. If your product requires assembly or delivery, Tackle has a network of over 70,000 providers who can make your company more productive. Tackle can even help with same-day service. The Tackle app uses state-of-the-art technology to connect you with skilled people who can help with all kinds of small jobs. Visit tackle.com/partnerships to see how Tackle can help your company grow.
Hall of Fame Update is brought to you by Kay Jewelers, where your love story is always the most important one of all. Here are the modern era players in the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2020. Big news last night for all of these guys. Safety Steve Atwater was an 8-time Pro Bowler and spent most of his career with the Denver Broncos, winning 2 Super Bowls in his last 2 years with Denver. And then there was wide receiver Isaac Bruce. He was elected in his 6th year on the ballot. He played 16 seasons for the Rams and 49ers, finished with more than 1,000 career catches, and is 5th all-time in receiving yards. And offensive lineman Steve Hutchinson is also in the 2020 class. He was selected to 7 straight Pro Bowls, was a 5-time first-team All-Pro, and played alongside Matt with the Seahawks from 2001 to 2005. And Edgerrin James had 7 1,000-yard seasons, leading the league in rushing in each of his first 2 years. He rushed for over 12,000 yards for the Colts, Cards, and Seahawks in his 11 seasons. And Troy Polamalu was elected in his first year of eligibility, the 2010 Defensive Player of the Year, spent his entire career with the Steelers, winning Super Bowls in the 2005 and 2008 seasons. And as our Hall of Famer Randy Moss knows, it's a very special moment when you get that knock on the door.
Hutch. Congratulations, buddy. Welcome to Canton, Ohio, brother. Okay? Welcome to Canton.
It makes me emotional. His wife Landon there, Luke and Lily getting to be a part of that moment for their dad. It means so much to him and so much to all of you guys. Matt, when you look at your old teammate right there, how's that feel?
It's emotional even for me. You know, I playing with Steve Hutchinson. We came into Seattle the same year together in 2001. He wanted this so badly. And each and every day at practice, it was like the standard that he had set for himself. And obviously, that left side, strong side with Walter Jones, having the opportunity to get in. I played with him again. He went to Minnesota. I played with him again in Tennessee. And I would hear the conversations between the Hall of Famers Mike Munchak and Bruce Matthews about the other great Hall of Famers. Just so much respect for the game. And you get emotional seeing that, how much it means to a guy.
Yeah, congratulations to all of the inductees. But defensively, having admiration for another defensive player, I want to talk about Troy Polamalu a little bit and how he affected us in our meeting rooms as a distraction. Why? Because you're watching the opposing offense and say they were playing the Steelers, but you see Polamalu over there and you're wondering, what is he doing? It's like, oh my, all the plays that he was making, and I would watch him rather than the opponent we were preparing for, because he was just that good. Just so instinctive of a player. You couldn't tell what he was. What's his responsibility here? Where's he supposed to be? But he always ended up in the right place. Just true respect I had for him as a player, and just such a pleasure to watch.
You know, I want to say congratulations also to this year's inductees, but there's two guys on that list that I've spent some time with, and just recently the other day, Matt, you had your guard tackle Hutchinson and his family up here, and I said, well, Hutchinson, how does it feel? He was a little nervous, just shaking his shoulders, and didn't really want to give me an answer because I felt how antsy he was, and just seeing how he was just pacing until the knock on the door, man. So I just want to just congratulate them. I know firsthand what that feels like, man, and it was a great honor to be able to play against guys like Troy Polamalu, be teammates with Hutchinson, to see Edger and James and the other guys in this year's class.
Yeah, I love seeing Winston Hill get in. The Veterans Committee voted Winston Hill in. He was my favorite player, the great left tackle in the days for the New York Jets. So it's a personal thing for me. I was really happy to see him get in.
It's an exciting time for all those guys. I don't know if you're like me, though. This week, there's been a lot of maybe cognitive dissonance that's set in because there's so much to celebrate. These Hall of Fame guys, this huge game, everybody's partying and having a good time. But there's also this kind of cloud of sadness hanging over this entire week. It's been a time of mourning as a nation and a world tries to come to terms with the sudden death of NBA legend Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gigi, and 7 other loved ones, including 2 more children. As we try and handle all of this, it still hasn't fully sunk in yet, but we were able to talk to some NFL stars about the impact that the NBA legend had on them.
Jerry Rice on Kobe, take 1. Mark.
Greatest of all time. You have to earn that title. And I think Kobe, he did that.
He changed the game, he changed the world, and he did it the right way.
No matter what the circumstance was, no matter who was on his team, no matter who he was going against, he just had a relentless pursuit of winning.
That first time you tell yourself that you want to be great, that first person that comes to your mind is Kobe Bryant.
One thing that when I think about Kobe Bryant, Black Mamba.
I would just say relentless.
GOAT.
I wanted to be a Kobe Bryant in the NFL.
There's only a few people in the world in sports that impact and influence the game the way that Kobe has. Despite him being gone, he hasn't left us.
I'll never forget how he inspired me, on the football field. I just felt like this guy is going to be probably one of the best basketball players to ever play the game. And man, he never let me down.
Kobe grew up in Philadelphia, and he was a huge Eagles fan. He came and spoke to us as a team. He said he had this mentality that he wanted to make the other person, his defender, question their chosen profession. He wanted that defender to feel like, man, it probably would have been easier to be a lawyer or a doctor than it is to guard Kobe Bryant. That still to this day gives me chills.
There's one real moment that kind of stood out to me more than anything else. It was a softball game. Kobe hit a long ball one time, he ran around the bases, next time he got on third base, and I was playing third at the time, and we did the hidden ball trick. And I snuck up behind Kobe, he didn't know I had the ball, tagged him, hey Kobe, you're out.
NBA legend Kobe Bryant has died in a helicopter crash in Southern California.
As an athlete, I've never been impacted more as someone in my profession than Kobe, even though we played different sports. I went home, kind of watched a bunch of interviews of his, old interviews, some of his old highlights, and just kind of sat back and kind of reflected on the impact that someone that I really never met had on me. To me, he was immortal. Sorry.
I can meet Kobe Bryant in person, first thing I would say is thank you. The thing that ignited the love for Kobe is just his passion. You could see the passion on his face, you could see when he used to bite his jersey, and you could see when he would hit the game-winning shot and that stare he would just give to the stadium. Everyone knows those moments where they would fade away and they would shoot at the trash can and yell Kobe, and that's kind of where it all started for me.
I know that Kobe would want us to live on the Mamba mentality. And so, Kobe, I'm going to do everything I can to keep the Mamba mentality going. Thank you, brother.
Well, it's still overwhelming. It's still fresh. When Zach Ertz started tearing up about that, I connected with that so much because what he said was, I didn't even know the guy. And you have this moment where I think for a lot of us who didn't know him, you're thinking, why am I so emotional about this essentially stranger? But there's something about him, and we know he wasn't perfect, just like the rest of us. There's something about him that just connected with people. I grew up a Suns fan, Matt, so Kobe wasn't a positive person in our home, just competitively. You were a Boston guy, and then ended up in Seattle. I know Pete Carroll, just like we saw Russell Wilson talking about there, big fans of Kobe. What do you remember from that time?
Yeah, Pete Carroll leaves USC, becomes the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks in 2010, and the very first thing he did to our team is he showed us a Kobe Bryant video about this Mamba mentality, this championship mindset, what it means to be a true competitor. And Pete Carroll was like, don't miss this. If you can't grasp this, you can't be here. This is what we're going to be all about. And as a Celtics fan, I didn't want to love what Kobe was saying, but I did. It resonated and it hit home. And I said to myself, this guy has a vision and a plan and knows what the foundation and what this team's going to be. And I would just say that this Kobe Bryant mentality still exists in Seattle. It's clear when you listen to Russell Wilson talk or Pete Carroll talk, they talk the way he talked. It's that championship mindset, and that will live on in Seattle and Pete Carroll teams for sure.
Yeah, it is an example of it's okay to want to dominate somebody. It's okay that after you win one, you can win another, and you can win another. That type of drive, that type of competitiveness even made it into our locker room in terms of winning championships and what's your favorite championship? Even Brady would say it's the next one. And that's part of Kobe. Kobe, he got 5, and I'm sure he would talk about it wasn't enough. We should have had 6. We should have had 7. But that's just an example of the Mamba mentality and how it made it even to pro football. It wasn't basketball. The drive and the competitiveness was respected across all sports.
I think for me, it's just hard to talk about Kobe. Kobe Bryant was some of the greatest athletes of our world, of this generation's athlete. Yes. And I'll take it back to when I was a kid, being able to respect and look at a man like Michael Jordan and everything he meant to the game of basketball. And you know how many kids around the world tried to emulate Michael Jordan, to come out with commercials, I want to be just like Mike. And here comes a young kid straight out of high school to be able to get to the NBA and just show us everything that we tried to do in the backyard to try to emulate arguably the greatest basketball player. But he put a stamp on this world, not just in basketball, but just as a whole. And just to have a man like that gone at such a young age, I told my wife that I was going to say this, and this message is, to the Bryant family, and I'm sorry for your loss, but in my Moss household, man, is Mamba forever. And I just want, I'm sorry that I'm up here emotional, but that's the first time I've heard anything about Kobe Bryant since his death. And since we were at the Pro Bowl, I had a lot of messages on my phone talking about, Randy, you didn't take time out to give Kobe his respect. But I didn't want to say anything live on national television because we didn't know if things were true or not.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I really appreciate y'all giving me this platform. But man, when I say Mamba forever, I'm a big Michael Jordan fan, I really am. But when I say it's Mamba forever, man, I say that Kobe Bryant to me, man, you take politics out of professional sports. Kobe Bryant is the best and the greatest basketball player, and I'm not saying that since he's here, anybody can check my resume. I love the game of basketball. Kobe Bryant, man, is the greatest basketball player. No disrespect to any other greats out there. But now that he's gone, I said when he's here, the greatest basketball player that I've ever seen dribble basketball is Kobe Bean Bryant, man. God rest his soul.
That's it, man. Well said.
Randy, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for expressing yourself. And thank you for showing that it is okay to cry when something is sad, even if you're on national TV. And now I'm a hot mess. And we all feel you, and we appreciate you. And you're a good man, Randy. Let's try and get back to the Super Bowl. You know, this is supposed to be a happy time. Emmanuel Sanders, though, today will be paying his respect. He tweeted a picture of his custom cleats honoring Bryant that he'll be wearing today with this quote, which I love. This is from Kobe. "I'll do whatever it takes to win, whether it's sitting on a bench, waving a towel, handing out cups of water to my teammates, or hitting the game-winning shot." Much more coming from Countdown in South Beach right after this.
I dig because my son still lives with us. My 32-year-old part-time DJ son.
All these people, and not a nacho fry in sight. If Taco Bell won't keep nacho fries on the menu, we will.
Let's go get that cheese.
Mexican spices, they changed you!
What? You scared of a little flavor?
Nacho fries are back. It's over!
Oh! We just getting started.
We made USAA insurance for busy veterans like Kate. So when her car got hit, she didn't waste any time. She filed a claim on her USAA app and said, that was easy. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
In America, royalty is not inherited, it's earned. DraftKings, American made. Ruling Innovation Nation so you can play your way. Full game, in-game, for free. For a top prize of $1 million bones. It's the new Super Bowl Sunday. American ingenuity. Rule with sleepers, studs, savvy, and spades. Turn free into dollar bills, y'all. Protect your crown like a dentist. Do it with a smile. American Dynasty. Earn your crown and make it rain.
People take amazing photos of things every day, like grapefruits. And because we're so good at taking photos, we're also really good at doing taxes. People can be good at anything, even taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
A hard 20 after a hard day isn't for everyone.
Got this, Peloton.
Waking up before the sun isn't for everyone.
You're almost there. Stay with me. Stay
This
with me.
isn't for everyone.
Peloton, let's go!
But at $58 a month,
Don't give up. Come on.
Peloton is for anyone who wants it.
Robinhood believes now is the time to do money without the commission fees, so you can start investing today, wherever you are, even hanging with your dog. So, what are you waiting for? Download now and get your first stock on us. Robinhood.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Take it to the house, kid! Woo!
Say yes to RAV4's available all-wheel drive, and you get closer to nature.
Learn to speak squirrel.
Get closer to nature and communicate in new ways. Communicate in new ways, and you make new friends. Say yes to RAV4.
The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. The future's not coming, it's already here. Join us and be the future.
It's important to have a reliable network. We all use it in different ways.
Everyone in your family is different.
Someone's streaming sports, someone's video chatting her friends.
So Verizon has plans to mix and match starting at $35 and up to $700 toward our best phones. The network more people rely on gives you more.
From the home of Never Ending comes Never Ending Stuffed Pastas. From as little as $11.99, you get Never Ending Stuffed Pastas, sauces and toppings, Never Ending Salad and Breadsticks, of course, Never Ending Generosity, Never Ending Stuffed Pastas, only at Olive.
I was cutting clean headband in the hall pass.
How about those cheese?
How about those cheese?
I'm not sure exactly where it came from. It just happened. All the guys got into it the first time, so we just kind of kept it going.
How about those cheese?
Anytime you get Coach Reed fired up, you're doing something right.
The love you can see in his face that he has for the game, I think it's the best part.
After a great win, and we walk in after being through so much, and he gives us that chant. How about those? How about those?
Sal Palantonio has been with those Chiefs all week. And Sal, it was bold by Andy to say goodbye to his good friend, defensive coordinator Bob Sutton, and bring in a new DC, new system, new players. At times it was tough, but now they're good. And what's been the main focus this week?
Ever since they won the AFC Championship game, Susie, it's 2 words, red zone. 3 words, red zone defense against the San Francisco 49ers. As Tyrann Mathieu said to me, they're going to get their yardage. They're going to go up and down the field. The bottom line is we can't let them score. And what specifically have they focused on in red zone defense? Well, obviously, the 2-back, 1 tight end set, the 2-1, 21 personnel that they're not used to. That's what the 49ers run predominantly, and they do a lot of it in the red zone. Plus, their motions and shifts. 69% of the time on offense, the Niners are shifting or they're in motion. That's not only the most in the NFL this year, that's the most in the NFL in the last 10 years. And Tyrann Mathieu said one more thing, Susie. He said, we've got to get ourselves at the football and get a turnover. What we're going to do is press the wide receivers at the line of scrimmage, play tight coverage, and go make a play on the football and try to take it away. And remember this number. In the previous 53 Super Bowls, you win the turnover battle, Susie. You're 47-6.
So true, Sal. How about some more details about this rebuilt defense under the guidance of new DC, Steve Spagnuolo, signing Tyrann Mathieu and trading for Frank Clark. They also acquired Terrell Suggs off waivers in December. While it took time to gel, those additions have helped them become one of the best defenses in the league over their last 8 games. Since Week 11, the Chiefs are second in the NFL in scoring defense and total QBR allowed. And Spags did share with me 2 key things in making this defense work. One, wasn't so much about the new guys. It was that the guys that were already there bought in. And then while they were struggling, they knew this defense had a great foundation. Remember, Spags was with Jim Johnson in Philly, and then Spags took this defense to New York and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it was proven. Lewis, let's take a look at some X factors here in the game, and why don't we start with the glue that holds the defense together, Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah, they may have had some good players already, but there's no question, Susie. Tyrann was the guy who they targeted right off the bat, and it was because of reasons like this, his football intellect. Here you see him in their sub-defense lining up in the slot. He's an alley player in a cover 2 type of look, and he had got beaten on this play earlier in the season against the New England Patriots, although it was against cover 3, but the exact same formation gave him the indicator that this route was coming with Corey Davis, and he read it perfectly, and it's one of the things that speak to the fact that this guy plays graduate level defense. Here he's basically aligning as the Mike backer. You see him take away number 3, coming down the middle of the field and running across her, while at the same time kind of seeing if he could bait the quarterback into throwing that second level crosser coming in behind him. He has to pull it down. They throw the crosser. He comes up and blows it up. Those are the kind of things they wanted from him and the kind of things they got all year long.
I think some of the things you're looking at, X factors for the offensive weapons for the Chiefs, Damian Williams. Everybody makes a case for Kelsey Hill. This guy can finish big plays, referenced by this run against Minnesota, the explosion that you love, and he's versatile. He can make plays in the pass game. That might be a big thing to look for. Great hands out of the backfield. They free release him a lot. He's a guy that you can expect to be active and involved. And then Sammy Watkins, another guy, as good after the catch as you'll see. Look at the catch transition, the explosion to be able to finish right here. These are the kind of things that if San Francisco wants to play zone, top-down things, all right, you can expect him to see opportunities creating after the catch. And then when they do play matchup coverages. He's going to be the guy that usually gets one-on-one when they double Kelsey and Hill, and here he makes them pay in the big-time conference championship game that iced it.
All right, 49ers X Factors. Look, Kyle Juszczyk, watch him slip the linebacker and make it like an Emmanuel Sanders acrobatic catch. Jimmy puts it up as if it was Emmanuel Sanders. Look at the catch. Look now down the sideline, a big catch against the Seahawks. Lined up outside, there's a little bit of Taysom Hill here. The idea, I don't know if Kyle can throw the ball. We ought to maybe find that out today. But he's the kind of guy that, look at him lead block. Is he going to take out 1, 2, 3, 4? I mean, he's the kind of guy that does it all. And when you talk about X factors, look at him seal the run. He'll do anything. Like Taysom Hill, I think that Kyle Juszczyk, I think he's a fullback, but he's actually a guy that can be outside, inside, catch deep passes, and make big blocks. So in many ways, he is an X factor already.
All right, Steve, X factors always are backup quarterbacks too, because in the event of an injury, you never know when a guy will have to step in. Matt Moore replaced Patrick Mahomes earlier in the year when he dislocated his kneecap. He's back in Hard Rock Stadium where he played for the Dolphins, familiar with the surrounding area. And Nick Mullins, of course, replaced Jimmy Garoppolo last year when Garoppolo went down, got the job done. Smart, efficient, productive, doesn't have a big arm, but is as smart as any coach in the game. That's why the backup quarterbacks always could be an X factor.
Well, one of our media compadres will not be covering his first Super Bowl since it all began. That's Jerry Eisenberg of the New York Star-Ledger. He has covered 53 straight Super Bowls, but at 89 years young, he's going to sit this one out. As he said, I'm old, not dead. He's staying at home to watch one. There he is with Bill Parcells. And before he covered Super Bowl I between the Chiefs and the Packers, he actually covered 10 AFL and NFL championships. So Jerry Eisenberg, we salute you. And oh, by the way, it leaves one more Jerry Green of the Detroit News, who's covered them all.
Wow, it's a long time. Our best to the Jerrys. All right, let's talk about doing some good this week. Earlier this week, as part of the Super Bowl celebration here in South Florida, the Wounded Warrior amputee football team took on Dolphins legends, celebrities, and NFL alumni, including Jeff Garcia and Arquette Maine, in a flag football charity game. This was the 9th year that the game has taken place, and the Wounded Warriors improved to 9-0 all-time in their Super Bowl matchups. This year's Superfest was held yesterday in Hollywood, Florida, in support of the Matthew Foundation. The Disability Inclusive Football and Cheerleading Clinic is held with the purpose of showcasing inclusion while providing an opportunity for youth with developmental disabilities the chance to participate together with their peers. And this year, ESPN's Mike Golick served as the co-host for Superfest.
Everybody should be able to be involved in not only enjoying the Super Bowl, but all the things that go with it. And that includes being involved in camps, football camps, cheerleading camps, and we need to make sure we're all inclusive in that. For young boys and girls who have special needs, we need to make sure that we have get those unique needs met for them to enjoy. They should be able to come out on the field and run around and play football or cheer. So this event, the 5th year of this event, this Superfest, is incredible because it is inclusive to everybody.
Way to go, Mike. Still coming on Countdown. We're celebrating 100 years of the NFL with the images of the century. A can't-miss look back at all your favorite moments that have defined the league's history. And Chris Berman goes all access with 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan. You'll hear how losing a 28-3 lead in his last Super Bowl actually started his journey back to the biggest
all you
stage.
Think about is, man, what if I cost this and everyone blames me? Like, holy cow, am I going to die the next day? Like, I don't know if I can handle that.
Making bad moves, bad, like I'm bad too.
You're watching Postseason NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers.
Dak, that touchdown. How do you do it?
People say talent runs in the family.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
Who let my brothers in?
Or is it because we feed you chunky soup?
Campbell's Chunky, packed with hearty meat and veggies. I'll take the next question. Soup that eats like a meal.
Sir, you're a broker. What do you charge for online equity trades?
I'll look into it. Lisa Jones.
Hey, Carl, what are you charging me for online equity trades? And do I get my fees back if I'm not happy, like a satisfaction guarantee?
Schwab.
Oh, right, I'm calling Schwab. Thanks, Carl.
Wait, Lisa. Lisa.
Are you getting commission-free trades and a satisfaction guarantee? If not, talk to Schwab, a modern approach to wealth management.
middle-class kid who worked his way through college after his father died. Mike Bloomberg believes in the American dream and will work to make it real for everyone. Mike will get it done.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Excuse me. Do you mind being a motor?
What could be better than being a motor? The real question is, do you mind not being a motor?
I do. For those who were born to ride, there's Progressive.
Guys, carrying some extra weight? Stop. Lose the weight without going hungry with Nutrisystem for Men. Lose up to 18 pounds and 8 inches overall in your first month. Check us out today and get protein-packed shakes free. They deliver your favorite foods made healthier, so you eat the food and lose the weight. Money back guarantee. Act now. Buy 1 month, get 1 free.
Go online or call 877-387-FIT4 right now. Buy 1 month, get 1 free.
WeatherTech is known for providing the ultimate protection for your vehicle with laser-measured floor liners and cargo trunk liner, along with seat protectors and seat back protectors. And now the WeatherTech Cup Phone with removable cups fits virtually any size cup holder and adjusts to fit virtually any size phone. Even allows easy access while charging. Whatever you drive, whatever phone you have, Cup Phone is the perfect fit. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com.
I gotta say, I need a break, and I've been thinking about the weekend. I've been dreaming about it all day. I get it all, I get it my way. Everybody say, oh my, oh my,
Some days you just want to last forever. I want a relationship that feels the same. That's why I trust eHarmony.
No one can connect you with high-quality singles like eHarmony. That's why every 14 minutes, someone finds love on eHarmony. Start free today.
Countdown to Kickoff is presented by Tostitos.
Man, I love Kyle style. Like, when I first got here, and like, what is going on? Like, I wasn't used to that. And then I look over and Kyle has a backwards hat on and some Yeezys, and I'm like, oh man, like I'm at home. I ain't never seen a coach just wear Yeezys.
Look at my whips, look at my fits, look at my kicks, they all 2 threes.
I got so much swagger that is dripping, need an extra cup.
You know, I love his swag.
He's the dad that, wants to look good, cares a little too much.
He's got that Cali dude swag.
Everything I do is like a boss.
The disrespect. Now, a Super Bowl appearance is a big deal for even the biggest stars. But for Kyle Shanahan, it's, well, familiar. Of course, he was the OC for the Falcons in Super Bowl 51. We know that. But he was also by his dad's side for both of his Super Bowl wins in Denver. He told our Chris Berman what he learned when he was simply a 14-year-old ball boy for the Niners, getting ready for Super Bowl 29.
So at 14, the Thursday practice before the Super Bowl, 49ers against the Chargers, there was a very famous practice of which you were the ball boy.
Yep.
We met that day.
I remember that.
And you doing a hell of a job chasing the ball that never hit the ground.
I was really good at that. As long as it didn't hit the ground.
What do you think you have in your pocket from being around championship teams like that, Kyle?
I can remember being a ball boy in 5th grade for the Broncos. That was my first time. And then I was a ball boy here from 6th grade to 9th grade. And I remember what it was like working for the Broncos before. Then we came here, and this was the whole thing of, well, they always use the word of first-class organization.
Is there still part of that ball boy that's coaching the 49ers today?
I think so. I mean, I don't feel much different now at 40 than I was when I was 20 or when I was 10. I mean, I've always loved football, and it's really all I paid attention to was football in my family, and it's been that way when I started out my life, and there's no difference right now.
4th down, here's your game. Wilson throws, caught. Hollister's hit on the goal line. He is short. The 49ers, they're going to be the #1 seed.
And that feels great, baby. There's your defensive play of the year by far, that without which you're not home for championship week. That's for sure.
No, that was unbelievable. For them to get down to the end, and right when that ball went up, it looked like it was going to be tight, and Greenlaw just no hesitation, made that play right on the goal line. Everyone was celebrating. I was not, because at Atlanta, we thought the game was over, and we walked out to the middle of the field, and we had to come back, and it got overturned. So I did not trust it until it was completely official. Once it did, I was obviously excited.
Feel super, baby! The five-time Super Bowl champions are going back to Miami.
We knew we had to earn this for the next one. Yep. This feels good.
Legendary.
But you guys know this isn't the one we set out to get, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we didn't set out to get this one.
Is there a weight coaching in a championship game, a game of this magnitude for the 49ers, or are there wings of the past that might be with you as you move forward?
I mean, the past with the Niners to me is as strong as anywhere. I mean, I felt that growing up as a kid. I know what the Niners have been through, and it's very cool, and we are very proud of that we're back where the Niners should be.
You've been in championship games, Super Bowls. What do you take, Kyle, from that experience in the Super Bowl where so much went great, some did not? What do you take now several years later?
I think when, people get in their first playoff games, their first championship game, all you think about is, man, what if I cost this? And everyone blames me, like, holy cow, am I going to die the next day? Like, I don't know if I can handle that. And I look back to our Super Bowl and stuff. I mean, I know a lot of people blame me for that. I know what happened. Yeah, that was hard, and it took me some time to get over, and you never fully get over it, but I also know it didn't kill me. And I also know that it made me stronger. That's what I say to all our players. If that's the worst that can happen, I'll be all right. So there's nothing to fear. Let's go do it.
Man, I love that perspective from Kyle. And he's been really gracious talking about that game and what happened and what he learned from it. We heard him right there talk about the mentality for him that changed and how he grew since then. But Teddy, when you look the actual play calling and what they're doing offensively this year, can you see any remnants from that game?
Well, Super Bowls are forever. I mean, you heard Steve Young talking earlier in the show from the stadium that it defined his career. That's how serious this is. And Kyle's right. He's still alive and he's moved on, but 28-3 will live on forever. Yeah. And everyone is always going to remember that. And I think it's reflected the way that he is right now. And you've seen it in the past games in these playoffs. This motion here is very effective in terms of how complex he's getting in terms of using that motion and using the run game. You see the shift right here, the linebacker going back to the other side, Zendejo going back there, and then Barr says, no, you stay, I got this motion. What they did was they used it to where Zendejo is now the linebacker. Now he is the one that is playing against the run coming right at him here. You see? Now watch this watch Kittle. He comes in, there's the motion. You're going to see every defender inside now of the wide receiver. Offensive action to the left, and look at this does to the receiver, Emmanuel Sanders. A nice easy block on a defensive end because everyone's going that way. Use check's going to come the other way around, and here's the block I was talking about. Boom. Angles. Kyle talks about creating space. Here it comes, and there's the space for Deebo Samuel. That's what this motion does. That's what the shifts do. This is the running game that I think Kyle will lean on effectively to win this game. He has to. Now, this is an easy shift right here for the defense, right, Moss? Here they come. They're coming down. They're slipping all over the place.
Yeah, I see it.
They don't know what's going on. Now it's the boot. You're trying to overplay the run. It's just a mind game that Kyle Shanahan has. When we were playing against his father and Mike, I hated it then, and I hate it now. Okay, it's great to look at as an analyst, but all of that is so hard defensively to go up against that he will definitely have an advantage using those shifts and motions.
It's funny when you look at what they've done. I think because so late in the season, I mean, Jimmy had, 8 passes last week or 2 weeks ago. We kind of think of them as just a running team, but there were games, I mean, that game against the Saints, where he showed he could go toe-to-toe with another passer. But when you look at what happened in that Super Bowl and the response since then, do you think it's even possible that they try to sling the ball around a lot today, Teddy?
They're going to have to, because there's going to be a point in the time where, which I believe is going to happen, that defense of the San Francisco 49ers, it's possible that you'll get gassed in the second half. And Mahomes is going to go up and down that field, but then all of a sudden, here it comes. Garoppolo, this is your moment now. We can't just turn around and hand it off every time, because now we're possibly down by 4 or down by 3. He is going to be called upon to be a quarterback that wins the football game tonight.
Randy, can he get in a shootout with Patrick Mahomes, though?
You know, when you look at the both ways this offense is designed, you got it where the San Francisco 49ers use a great scheme to try to go deep down the field. But when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs and how they're designed, they just put 4 or 5 guys out there and just go in the backyard and just let Patrick Mahomes just throw the ball over the field. I don't really think you talked about the 28-3. I think that Coach Shanahan understands what's at stake. For him to be in this position again, to be able to put his quarterback, to put his championship at stake, I don't really think the offense and the head coach would love to be in a shootout against Patrick Mahomes in that offense. I think in this game they have to be able to control the game, and if you are able to get ahead late in the second half with this high explosive offense, I guarantee that Coach Shanahan will definitely just pull that playbook out and keep that daggone
Hey, there's
gas meter
two things
on high.
I want to bring up. Okay, 2 huge points, and people miss it. All right, first off, Kyle Shanahan talks about taking the blame for the loss. A lot of people criticize him. The only reason they're in that game is because they put up 28 points with Kyle Shanahan's offense, so he gets it. By the way, Kansas City, most talented offense I've ever seen. But you know what? The San Francisco 49ers outscored the Kansas City Chiefs in a regular season. Nobody talks about it.
Crazy.
You know, nobody talks about it. They're like, why did they play Vernon Hyde? It doesn't matter how this game is played. They're going to be right there in the end. Kyle Shanahan's offense is every bit as explosive as the, maybe not as explosive, but every bit as effective as the Kansas City Chiefs offense. Nobody talks about
Quickly,
it.
let me say this. A couple weeks ago, it's still fresh in our memories. In Arrowhead, going against the Houston Texans, they were down 24 and was able to come back in the second half and put like 51 points. So, like I said, I don't think they can be in a shootout against that Patrick Mahomes and that offense.
Yeah, and people are talking about, oh, they only threw the ball 8 times. I have actually a tremendous amount of respect for what Jimmy Garoppolo is going through. It's hard as a quarterback to hand the ball off, hand it off, hand it off, hand it off. Hey, go convert a third down. It is much easier to be in a rhythm. That's why you see quarterbacks do so much better in a 2-minute drive when they've struggled the whole game. Getting in that flow, getting like, it's like shooting hoops, like I'm shooting. Instead of like coming off the bench, you get 1 shot to make it. It's like being at the driving range in golf, rather than like I hit, you hit, you hit, you hit, I hit. You get in that flow. Doing what Jimmy Garoppolo is doing right now, where he's being asked to just hand it off. Hey, go throw a deep post and make sure it's a pinpoint accurate throw for a big touchdown. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for it. I think it's more difficult than people think.
I see Kyle watching Jimmy Garoppolo, though. It's like, how is he looking? Is he accurate today? What's he going to do? Because in that Minnesota game where he almost threw that interception to Kendricks the second time, he shut him down.
And that would be the kiss of death. Do I think, Sam, to your point, do I think San Fran has the explosiveness to go toe-to-toe like they did against the Saints? Absolutely, 100%. You're right, Rex. However, tips and overthrows, got to get those. Tips and overthrows could be the deciding factor in this game if the ball bounces funny and all of a sudden turnovers are happening, which has not been a problem for the Niners. If that starts to be a problem, look out. And that's what you're talking about, why against Minnesota they went right back to that running game.
Well, and don't count them out if they get down early, too. Especially, we know how good the Chiefs are in the second quarter. If the Niners do get down early, we always talk about Patrick Mahomes, never count him out. He can always come back. Jimmy G and the Niners are 3-1 in games this year where they were trailing by double digits. So keep watching. Not that you'd turn the Super Bowl off, but you never know what's going to happen late in this game. Well, for more on the Niners and their quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, let's go to Josina Anderson, who's at the team hotel. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Sam. Well, listen, 49ers cornerback Richard Sherman said he loves the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo is a big-time player, and nobody understands that. He said he finds it funny when people are like, oh, my God, I haven't seen enough yet, even though he totally has led us to the Super Bowl this year. And when I asked Jimmy G, with the chance to prove the haters wrong today, could you see yourself getting caught up in a back-and-forth scoring competition with Patrick Mahomes? And he said, I definitely see a scenario like that, before turning his head to the side and giving me an extended head nod that looked like this. But here's the thing, Jimmy Garoppolo has totally posted major stats under pressure, including a league-leading QBR of 84 in the fourth quarter. And he said he credits his calm to his dad, which he joked is kind of ironic when he said, I grew up in an Italian household with a lot of yelling. He also said that he credits his calm to head coach Kyle Shanahan, who he has a great relationship with, because he said he's direct and he just cuts through the BS. And when I asked, do any of their exchanges ever have any colorful language, he said sometimes when I'm walking away talking under my breath like this. So find out, Sam, he's a little undercover trash talker on the DL, Sam. Back to you.
That's actually my favorite kind of trash talker, the undercover, unsuspecting one. Hey, guys, we're in South Florida. So what do you do when you're in South Florida? Well, our own Florida native, our producer Chad, says that this is the best stone crab you'll ever have in your life. Jones. Hey, hold on. Why'd Teddy get the key lime pie?
I want to know
Rex
how
got
to
a
eat
snack,
these bad
as
boys.
usual.
Here, Teddy, I'll trade you.
Somebody gonna go for it? Rex, don't be shy.
I don't know how to
we
eat
need
that
we need a thumbs up or thumbs down. Give me a gladiator.
I'm just saying,
All
let
thumbs
Teddy
up.
knows how to eat
Much more
these.
coming on NFL Countdown from South Beach.
Don't
This
spill
pie's
none
gonna
of
be
that
gone.
None for you, Louis Riddick.
I got you.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's Super Bowl Sunday.
Coming up, we're going one-on-one with both Super Bowl quarterbacks before tonight's game.
How many Super Bowls do you want to win?
I mean, I want to win as many as possible. We have a great group, a great core of guys, and the coaches that I have, I feel like I'm set up to be in a great situation every single year.
I think just going into it, trying to treat it as much as like a normal game as you can, and it's just another football game, right?
Right. Plus, how Tom Brady could end up in the silver and black. And Russell Wilson joins the show to take us inside the mind of his former teammate Richard Sherman and why he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Like I said before, there's not a moment you walk on the field where you're like, man, I'm worried, I'm stressed, I'm scared. Not of another man, not of another human being.
Plus,
You got Moss.
You got Moss, Super Bowl edition.
a special Super Bowl edition of You Got Mossed, as I rank the best catches from the game's biggest stage, and a look back at the most unforgettable images from the NFL's 100-year history. All that and more coming up. You're watching Postseason NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers.
All-you-can-eat wings and unlimited video games for just $19.99 during the big game. Only at Dave & Buster's.
Can my side be firm?
And my side super soft?
Yes, with the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. On sale now. You can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
Come on, pup, time to go. Can it help me fall asleep faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet.
But can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable.
So you can really promise better sleep?
Not promise, prove. And now, during the Ultimate Sleep Number event, save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus 0% interest for 24 months on all smart beds, only for a limited time.
The flu sucks everything out of you. The fever, aches, and chills can flatten you fast. Prescription Xofluza can help you feel better in just over 2 days. Over-the-counter medicines just treat symptoms. Xofluza is different. It attacks the flu virus at its source with just 1 dose. But your window for prescription treatment is short. Ask your doctor about Xofluza within 48 hours of your first symptoms. Xofluza treats the flu in people 12 years and older whose flu symptoms started within the last 2 days. Before taking Xofluza, tell your doctor if you're pregnant, nursing, and all the medications you take. Do not take Xofluza if you are allergic to baloxavir marboxyl or any of the ingredients in Xofluza. If you develop an allergic reaction, call your doctor immediately. The most common side effects are bronchitis, nausea, diarrhea, sinusitis, and headache. The sooner your doctor prescribes Xofluza, the sooner you can start feeling like you, not the flu. Xofluza, 1 dose can do it. Visit Xofluza.com to download a coupon.
Grubhub, America's leader in food delivery, just got better. Introducing Perks, millions of dollars in deals and free food nationwide. Download the Grubhub app today and get free delivery on your first order.
Say yes to RAV4's available all-wheel drive, and you get closer to nature.
Learn to speak squirrel.
Get closer to nature and communicate in new ways. Communicate in new ways, and you make new friends. Say yes to RAV4.
The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it.
Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. The future's not coming, it's already here. Join us and be the future.
It's important to have a reliable network. We all use it in different ways.
Everyone in your family is different.
Someone's streaming sports, someone's video chatting her friends.
So Verizon has plans to mix and match starting at $35 and up to $700 toward our best phones. The network more people rely on gives you more.
From the home of never-ending comes never-ending stuffed pastas. From as little as $11.99, you get never-ending stuffed pastas, sauces, and toppings. Never-ending salad and breadsticks, of course. Never-ending generosity. Never-ending stuffed pastas. Only at Olive.
Postseason Countdown is brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott, official hotel of the NFL.
Courtyard by Marriott has transformed the stadium suite here at Hard Rock into a courtyard room where this year's Super Bowl sleepover contest winner, Denise Amon, spent the night with friends last night. The custom-built guest room offered them a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to wake up in the stadium on Super Bowl Sunday. And look at that. Denise is a big Saints fan. And look who showed up to surprise her. Drew Brees. Brees, like Tom Brady, are front and center this offseason. So let's start with Brady. Including the playoffs, Brady is the all-time leader in touchdown passes and wins, and the only player in NFL history to win 6 Super Bowls. And it certainly seems as though, for the first time in his 20-year career, he'll be a free agent when the new league year begins on March 18th. Adam, what does your crystal ball say about Tom Brady's future?
Susie, I think the Las Vegas Raiders are poised to pursue Tom Brady if and when he hits the free agent market. Now, whether they can get him to come to Las Vegas is another issue. There'll be a lot of discussions that take place before then, and clearly Robert Kraft will make a push, even though the Patriots and Tom Brady have not discussed numbers yet, and the Patriots are limited to a certain extent about what they could do financially. But if Tom Brady wants weapons, they've got him in Las Vegas. They've got the offensive tackle, Trent Brown, who protected him in New England. They've got a running back in Josh Jacobs. They've got a tight end in Darren Waller. They've got a slot receiver in Hunter Renfrow. And I am told that the Raiders are prepared to pursue him. And the general manager, Mike Mack, has said that basically in the past, we'll look to upgrade every position, no matter what it is, even the quarterback. They cannot acknowledge Tom Brady. They wouldn't say anything about Tom Brady. But I'm told that they are poised to pursue Tom Brady if and when he becomes a free agent. And as we know, it was Tom Brady's choice to be a free agent. He didn't want to be franchised when he took that contract. He could have signed a longer extension, but he did not. And if anybody has earned it, it's been Tom Brady. You cannot question, I don't think, his desire to play, because what else does he have left to prove?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I think he has plenty of money.
Well, I would say this. He's built flexibility. And he's I'll use the word intentive. I don't know if that's a word, but that's Tom Brady. If he's built flexibility, it's for intent. And what could that possible intent be? If he wanted to go, what he hasn't proven. And if it bugged him that people say, "Oh, you're great, but you're only great with Bill." Well, then I have to go somewhere else to show that I can be great somewhere else. If that bugged you, then so be it. That might be something. Also, his family sacrificed so much. Maybe they have said, you know what, you promised us that you would not do this long, and you promised me a certain place. And that's another reason, Tom would be so sensitive to those kinds of things. So there's flexibility for a purpose. And if it's not for a purpose to end up somewhere else, which it certainly seems like it, then it must be for leverage to go back home. And that's only the two things I can think. But one thing about Tom Brady, if he said that I've built this flexibility, recognize there's a story behind it and look for why.
But Tom Brady doesn't need leverage in New England.
Well, that's my point. So in other words, he's built the flexibility for some purpose. I can't imagine what it is, but if you want to say what he hasn't proven.
But what's interesting about all this is we sit and go back and forth. It's like the risk seems to very much so be at a heightened level for him to go ahead and change teams at this point in time, considering the kind of structure that he comes from and really what would be asked of him if he moved on to another place. Think about when Peyton went to Denver. Peyton installed just about an entire new offense for them and could really coach every position on the field and say, look, this is what I expect so I can get up to speed right now and they can get their return on investment right now. Tom doesn't do that in New England. He isn't the guy who's installing everything and they just sit back and watch him do it. Could he do that now? Would he be willing to? Would he want to? Is it worth the risk of doing that now? And I don't want to say tarnish, because you can't really tarnish a legacy like this guy has. But what I'm saying is someone who's become so used to having 12, 13-win seasons year after year after year.
Tom's earned a free pass.
There's a ton.
He can do whatever he wants.
I get that, but I'm just saying there's a ton of risk And if it means that much to him to go ahead and move on just because he wants to get out from underneath the New England umbrella, I mean, that's a heck of a risk. That's a heck of a risk.
All right, how about some perspective from Tom's longtime teammate? Let's bring in Teddy. Teddy, what's your gut feeling about Tom's future?
Well, guys, my gut feeling is Tom, when we go through all of this and play this all out, Tom will eventually go back to New England. And you've all got great points, but listening to what Lewis said, I think you really hit the nail on the head, Lewis. The structure that he has in New England, the ownership, the head coach, how things are run there. Free agents come in and they quote to their mouth, it's just different here. Things are run differently here. I can imagine the moment if Tom Brady were to go somewhere else, sitting in a team meeting, installing whatever they do, the way they run things, upstairs, downstairs, nutrition, everything, him saying, man, it's just different here. So he's earned the right to be a free agent and be courted by Las Vegas, of course, the Chargers, those type of teams. But when it all comes down to it, Tom Brady is smart enough to understand, I believe, and so is Robert Kraft, that there is still a good thing there in New England, and the success that they had, he was a huge reason for it. And if he wants to continue to have that type of success, like Lou says, those 10, 12, 13-win seasons, that's the place he's got to be back to, because I really think it can end badly somewhere else.
Teddy, 2 more months to speculate as we go inside the Domino's pregame headquarters. Yes. All right, let's look at some of the other names in the loaded free agent quarterback market. Adam, what's the latest on Dak Prescott?
Well, Susie, with the Cowboys and Dak Prescott failing to make any kind of meaningful progress, this is a situation in which it is headed straight for a franchise tag. The franchise tag at this point in time looks like it's likely to be used on Dak Prescott, but that's not a scenario that I think either side really wants at this point in time. Dallas wants a long-term deal. Dak Prescott wants long-term security. Doesn't look like either side's going to get what they want right now, which means a franchise tag is coming.
And Drew Brees just turned 41 years old. Didn't look like it when he was playing. He's in the decision-making process because he's a free agent. In fact, the Saints don't have any quarterbacks under contract for the coming season. He is making a decision. He just said there's no deadline. He'll make it when he feels ready. And yes, he's ready to share the load with Taysom Hill if he comes back for one more season.
And Mark Phillip Rivers has already made one decision. He's moved his family from San Diego to Florida and already relocated. Now, he wants to continue playing, and the real question will be who gives him that opportunity this offseason. It doesn't look like Rivers and the Chargers are interested in reuniting at this point in time. It looks like he'll have to pursue options elsewhere, but he's moved on already, moving to Florida.
How about this for a turnabout? Former Miami Dolphins quarterback Ryan Tannehill, who led the Titans to the playoffs this year, is a scheduled free agent. But I checked in with a source yesterday who said succinctly he is not leaving the Titans. So take one off the market if you can take that one to the bank. I think one guy that people are actually interested in is Andy Dalton, who has 1 year left on his contract with the Bengals, who have the top pick.
Very interesting. What a wild ride this is going to be. But first, getting you set for Super Bowl 54. What a picture-perfect day. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, recognizing those who strive to rise above the rest. Goodyear, more driven. Still coming on Countdown. We're celebrating 100 years of the NFL with the images of the century. From the Immaculate Reception to the catch and Joe Namath's guarantee, we're reliving the league's amazing history. And the 49ers have found a special weapon in Deebo Samuel. Find out why he was named after a character in the movie Friday as Ice Cube and the original Deebo make an appearance.
He's the ultimate boogeyman. I'm pretty sure he can take a bike or two if he needs to.
Pre-Game HQ is brought to you by Domino's. Order something for everyone with Domino's Mix and Match menu. Order online and track your order.
Good morning.
More treatment.
We're going to try something different today.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Dogs bring out the good in us. Pedigree brings out the good in them.
The sun is rising as the day begins. Time for reflecting on family and friends. And hey, we got something just for you. It's a cup of your favorite.
Dang woodchucks.
With Geico, the savings keep on going, just like this sequel. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Carvana's had a lot of firsts. 100% online car buying, car vending machines, and now putting you in control of your financing. At Carvana, get personalized terms, browse for cars that fit your budget, then customize your down payment and monthly payment. And these aren't made-up numbers. It's what you'll really pay, right down to the penny. Whether you're shopping or just looking, it only takes a few seconds and it won't affect your credit score. Finally, a totally different way to finance your ride. Only from Carvana, the new way to buy a car.
After being a part of millions of love stories, at K, we've learned the most important one will always be your own. Every yes, oh my gosh, yes, begins with K. Now get 20 to 40% off all bridal, only at K.
Free, 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 free.
That's right. TurboTax Free is free. Free, 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 free.
This is Paul and Sarah.
They use an app for directions, music, and fitness.
But don't have an app for where they live.
What do you mean?
We mean an app to keep you safe and watch over your home when you're away by keeping an eye on everything. Hey, Ollie.
Hey, Dad, forgot my key.
I'll let you in, bud.
Thanks. Cool.
Ah, an app for where you live. I get it.
You know, we met using an app.
That's adorable. Get it?
Go to ring.com for complete home protection, all on your phone.
Robinhood believes now is the time to do money. Without the commission fees and account minimums, so you can start investing wherever you are, even on the bus. Download now and get your first stock on us. Robinhood.
Most people think of Verizon as a reliable phone company.
But to businesses, we're a reliable partner.
We weave security into their business
and virtualize their operations.
Digital transformation never stops.
Verizon keeps business ready.
The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. The future's not coming, it's already here. Join us and be the future.
We brought in the biggest Beyond Meat fan we know as our newest employee to help introduce our new Beyond Sausage Sandwich.
You want that plant-based great taste? Fresh out the oven. Employee of the month is at it again, y'all.
Available nationwide, only at Dunkin'.
Postseason NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers.
To get to this point, to be in the Super Bowl, to hoist the Lombardi Trophy is everything.
I bet no one will understand until they actually do it.
I think my dreams will be complete.
It mean everything. I mean, it's the only reason I've continued to play. This is my 13th season.
Holding that trophy up in year one, man, it's probably amazing, probably like feeling that you can't even describe.
It would mean everything. I'm kind of just in shock that my first year in the NFL, I'm playing in the Super Bowl.
All the work we've done put in, this is my 6th year. I've just been grinding away to get to this moment.
That's the reason why we play this game, is to hold that trophy.
Well, for 100 years, the NFL has been a part of American culture, our entertainment, our escape, a way to connect, and something to care about. 100 years of highs and lows, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. As we get set for the last game of year 100, let's take a look back.
This is a tough and it's a cruel business. We have to produce. We're only here because we win, period. And when we lose, we're gone. Therefore, we have to win. And we only want winners.
United States, he gives to Amici and the ball game is over.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing.
There's a gleam, men. Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Let's get the gleam.
Laughter is the only thing that'll keep you sane. And this world is crying more and more every day.
They're killing me, Whitey. They're killing me.
In this madness, spinning round and round.
What the hell's
Some people say faith is a childish game.
I like this kind of party.
Play on children like it's Christmas Day.
Randall flat at the 10, but throwing the ball to Giles for a touchdown. Caught by Clark. Touchdown for the 49ers.
He looks and throws in zone. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Was this the final game on the sideline for a great coach, Bill Walsh?
I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue.
Sanders puts the move on. We are seeing another spectacular effort by Marino, who fires. Touchdown. He did what? Look out. He's got great speed. 99 yards and a half.
You know, when you think of his career, we're going to think of a lot of tremendous performances, but I think tonight's going to rank very close to the top.
I knew my dad would want me to play, and I know he was watching tonight.
Don't ever forget, you are never alone. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue.
Quite simply, tonight is the most significant New Orleans Saints game ever.
Oh yeah, I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue.
Snap, ball down, kick up. Kick is on the way, and it is good! It's good! And the Patriots are world champions again. Yes, it's a dynasty. First black quarterback to start a Super Bowl, the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Nobody can ever tell you that you couldn't do it, because you did it. If you want to crown them, then crown them. But they are who we thought they were.
His arm went forward, the ball didn't. Damn!
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? Jim Marshall is running the wrong way. Marshall is running the wrong way. You play to win the game. He ran right to the back of Brandon Moore. Put his big fat rear end into the dressing room.
It's Leon left. No!
Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
Oh, it is fumbled. Amazing. It's my quarterback.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Will the next person that sees anybody throw anything onto this field, point them out, or get them out of here? You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle. He looks, he throws, Reed, touchdown, unbelievable. If you can hold on. He's got to be the sickest man in America. Hold on. Hold on. Yes! We won it! And they're going to go his way! He's got it! The record! He did it! Move over, Sweetness! Make a place for Emmett!
540 touchdowns. Drew Brees, take a bow.
Charger fans are witnesses to history!
I want to stand up, I want to let go. You know, no, you don't. I want to shine on in the hearts of man. I want to meet it from the back of my broken hand. Another headache, another heartbreak.
No good. Wide right.
Oh my God, stay up! Oh my God! I need direction to perfection. No, help me out. Yeah, you know you gotta help me out. Yeah, don't you put me on the back burner. You know you gotta help me out. Yeah, you're gonna bring yourself down. Yeah, you're gonna bring yourself down. Yeah, you're gonna bring yourself down.
When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're gonna get. Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
They want you to cook the dinner. At least they ought to let you shop for some of the groceries.
You like that? Do your job.
Can't wait. Just win, baby.
I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. 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 How about this, Cowboy? Yeah, you know you gotta help me out. Yeah, don't you put me on the back burner. You're gonna bring us up.
Moves to the right, it goes directly to Clement, reverses it, and the pass goes into the end zone. Touchdown by Nick Foles!
With all these things that I've done.
This one's for John.
This one's for Pat. All these things that I've done.
Six-time world champion. Yes, it's still a dynasty.
Under pressure, avoids the rush, and he's gonna fight out of it. Still fights out of it. Now throws it deep downfield. Wide open Tyree, who makes the catch.
If you don't dream about it, it'll never happen. You dream about things. You think you can, you'll be able to do it.
Well, it gave me chills. I cried. I laughed. I mean, I'm on this like roller coaster of emotions right now. That was so cool to see. And Randy, I love that you just said it's like when you had thought you'd seen all the best plays, there were 20 more that you had forgotten. I mean, the NFL has obviously given us all so much. Rex, how would you describe how the NFL has changed your life?
Oh my God! I mean, it's amazing. This it's 100 years in the NFL. And my family's been blessed to be on the sideline for 50 of those years.
Wow.
So, yeah, really amazing. 6 Super Bowls, 5 Super Bowl wins.
Family affair.
So, there you go. But, yeah, just crazy.
You know, sometimes you forget. There you go. There's me and your brother right there with Robbo right there, Rex. Yeah,
there you go.
I've experienced that Ryan passion first and foremost, man. And you actually, I know you're getting emotional now, but this Ryan family has been a huge part of this NFL, and I'm happy to be working with you now, buddy. But for me, also the fans, Rex. Really, I really, how much this impacts the lives of fans. And after we won our first championship, I had a moment I'm going to share with you. It was so impactful to me that a woman came up to me and said, Sims, my grandfather wanted me to thank you because now he can die a happy man. And that's just how much even the success of our teams and us individually, it matters to so many of them. Of course, you have the Chiefs and the Niners fans here, but this means a lot to them, and the story of their lives, the fabric of their families, sometimes are built around the National Football League.
So many of those games we were a part of, winning side, losing side. I'm reminded of when I was in third grade, Super Bowl 18. My dad was in that Super Bowl when Marcus Allen reverse field. Wasn't a big play in the game, but my dad blocked an extra point in that. Raiders ended up winning 38-9. Well, guess what? All the gamblers, the over-under, that extra point changed. Or did it change the winnings for some people? For that whole offseason, my dad was getting cash in the mail. I was like, what is this? I thought this was just a game. It's a big business, and there's a lot on the line each and every play.
You know, when I look at this NFL history, there's something that just stood out to me. I just remember being in elementary school. The first African-American quarterback to start and win a Super Bowl was Doug Williams. And the one thing that I told myself, not knowing what the future held for me or my family, now to be a part of NFL history for me and my family. The NFL has been good to me, been able to play the game, travel the world, meet great people, and be up here, you know, on a great set, a great show with you guys, man. And it's definitely an honor and a privilege to be a part of a prestigious fraternity like the NFL. You always hear me talk about it's a brotherhood. Man, you just seen the clip they just put on. When I say it's truly a brotherhood, man, we were just sitting up here laughing. And Rex, I know you're a little emotional, but I'm a second what Teddy did say, man. 50 years, I'm not even 50 years old, Rex, but for the Ryan family to be a part of the National Football League, something that we love, man. When I say it's an honor to be in your presence, the Ryans, it's an honor, man.
Hey, maybe
it's
50
an honor.
more. 50 more.
Right.
Yep.
50 more, my son. I can't wait till he wins his first.
Yes, passing that legacy on. I think part of the reason that it's so emotional is because we all know it's not about a ball, right? There are a lot of games out there. It's about the people.
Yes.
And for me, I remember even being a little girl, like you could go out and shoot hoops by yourself. You could kick a soccer ball around by yourself. But to play football, you needed other people.
Good point.
And so for me, it was about making connections with people, and that's what it still is for me and my family. So
Absolutely.
yes, we have a lot to say thanks for as we still get to be a part of this incredible National Football League. We've got a ton more coming up on Countdown. We're crying every segment on the show today. We got to get ourselves together.
I just love you guys.
Still to come on Countdown. Russell Wilson will be joining the show. Plus, we're talking Patrick Mahomes and what you should expect to see from him today.
Obviously, rosters change, but we have a great group, a great core of guys. I feel like I'm set up to be in a great situation every single year.
I just feel stuck, Doc, and I'm hearing voices.
You feel stuck because you are stuck in a giant chocolate bar.
Huh. What about the voices?
That's me.
There it is again.
Pepsi Zero Sugar. All the cola flavor, none of the sugar.
When I lost my sight, my biggest fear was losing my independence. So I've spent my life developing technology to help the visually impaired.
We are so good.
We built a guide that uses IBM Watson.
The library is in 40 meters.
To help the blind. It is already working in cities like Tokyo.
Your gate is in 50 meters on the right.
My dream is to help millions more people like me.
Man of Gotham! Go show those little birds. I own this town.
Ladies, we're gonna have to work together.
With you. Who's having a good time? You are.
Hi, boys. I'm the one they should be scared of because I'm Harley freaking Quinn.
Harley Quinn in Birds of Prey. Rated R. Experience it in IMAX.
How would I describe overpaying on a used car? It's humiliating. It's expensive. I just trusted the wrong used car sites.
Carfax has a better way. Only Carfax.com can give you the most accurate price based on the Carfax report. So you never have to overpay on a used car again.
But I guess life goes on. So, all right, come on, boy. Here we go. Let's go, buddy.
Stop the shame of overpaying and start your used car search today at the all-new Carfax.com.
Grubhub, America's leader in food delivery, just got better. Introducing Perks. Millions of dollars in deals and free food nationwide. Download the Grubhub app today and get free delivery on your first order.
Hi again. That belongs to me.
How you feeling?
Good ideas catch on fast. Good clean food, even faster. Order Panera for delivery, catering, or rapid pickup at PaneraBread.com.
Stand up if you are a first-generation college student. Stand up if you're a mother. If you are actively deployed, a veteran, or you're in a military family, please stand. The world in which we live equally distributes talent, but it doesn't equally distribute opportunity, and paths are not always the same.
I'm so proud of you, Dad.
I will tell you this, Southern New Hampshire University can change the whole trajectory of your life.
Hi,
I'm Johnny Bench. After a Hall of Fame career, it's no wonder I use Blue Emu. Blue Emu's non-greasy, deep penetrating formula gets down deep into those joints for big-time comfort and without any of that funky smell. Blue Emu, it works fast and you won't stink.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Take it to the house, kid! Woo!
Get to the Good Stuff is brought to you by Tostitos. Back in South Beach on this beautiful Super Bowl Sunday. I know it's Sunday, but how about a little Flashback Friday as we say hello to our friend Michelle Beisner-Buck. Hi, Michelle.
Hey, Sam, man, it has been an emotional show so far. Let's have some fun, shall we? I'm going to take you back to 1995. That was a big year for Niners Nation. Of course, the 49ers won Super Bowl 29 right here in Miami. And then later that year, in April of 1995, the motion picture Friday was released. You know, that little blockbuster starring Ice Cube. Well, why was that relevant? Well, you know what? We wouldn't have known at the time, but that movie proved to be very impactful for one current 49ers player. Check it out.
What is your birth given name?
Tashawn Samuel.
What is the name that you go by?
Debo.
It's Debo!
It's this guy that I can't wait to watch.
Long before Tashawn Samuel was making a name for himself as a 49ers wide receiver, he was a dominant two-sport athlete in his hometown of Inman, South Carolina. But it was his off-the-field antics that gave him a reputation.
I wouldn't say that he was just like did stuff all the time, but you know, he was mischievous at the time. He did little stuff.
Wherever I took Debo, I don't care around anybody's kid, whatever they got, he's gonna take it, man. He's gonna take it and play with it, do what he wanna do with it.
Tashawn's wild child behavior earned him a very distinctive nickname.
I really don't remember when the nickname like started, but I remember his first time telling me the story about when I was like 9, 10 years old. He was like, you know you're named after a bully in a movie.
Here come Debo, give me your stuff.
That bully was Debo from the 1995 blockbuster Friday, starring and written by Ice Cube. Who or what inspired that incredibly magnificent character?
Well, I think everybody has confronted a Debo-like character at some point in their life and had to deal with it. So he's the ultimate boogeyman.
What you got, Craig?
I'm broke as a joke.
Y'all some high rollers, and y'all broke.
He's that quintessential bully that everybody has encountered at one point in their life.
Tashawn grew out of his troublemaking phase, but the nickname followed him everywhere.
No matter where he went, Debo, 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 Debo. That's all you're gonna hear people say.
When do you really remember the nickname Debo taking over the name Tashawn?
When I was 12 years old, Little League football, nobody ever like called me like Tashawn besides my stepmom. Now it translates over to the football field. The mindset I have, like one guy's not gonna tackle me and the first guy's always gonna feel the pain.
What is the one play that you would put on your highlight reel this year that was like the most kind of Debo-esque, if you will?
I would say the one-hand catch on the sideline against the Cardinals where I had to reach over the dude and then he tossed it in the air and then I got it again and then got my 2 feet down and took a shot in the back.
You know, if you got a name like Debo, I want to see why. And I watched him play. He's a bully. I'm pretty sure he can take a bike or two.
Hold my bike. Yeah. I'm Debo, and I'm looking for that dude named Debo Samuels rocking my name. You tell him I've been here and I'm looking for him.
So, I mean, it really does translate for you on the field.
It do.
You kind of like step into character, if you will, or your alter ego.
Oh, like when I...
What's up, fam?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I need a chair, man. Hey, y'all, I need a chair.
Did we surprise you?
You definitely did. I was like, what the world?
What's going on?
How you doing?
Debo, what do you think of Debo Samuel?
He's rocking my name for real. Everybody's talking about this cat. Every time Debo Samuel touches the ball, he makes his opponents feel that he's going for 6. He's not just catching the ball, it's what he do after. He's relentless and he opposes his will. I like that one, he did that spin. That's straight New Jack. Yeah, everybody talking about that.
Samuel's rookie campaign has been impressive, with over 950 yards and 6 touchdowns heading into Super Bowl 54. And while he takes what he wants on the field, is he worthy of being crowned Debo?
Shoot, he rocking the name for real. I'm ready to give him the bicycle.
Do you give Debo Samuel your ultimate blessing to rock the name Debo?
He has my blessing. Rock it well, baby. Take somebody's chain. Make us proud. Go get what you're supposed to get. Super Bowl ring.
And Cube also told me that if Debo does get that Super Bowl ring, that it'll also earn him a conversation about possibly having a cameo in what will one day be the final installment of the Friday franchise. And how about this? A little trivia for you. So everyone in the 49 locker room calls him Debo except for one player. Can you guess who that one player is?
Oh.
It's Compton's own Richard Sherman,
Oh, we
who
should have known.
only calls him by his born name, which is Tyshawn. So there you go.
I've got
Little
questions
trivia for you.
Maybe after the game we can find out. I love only in the NFL is being nicknamed after a bully a good thing. And he certainly has earned it on the field. Let's start with him though as we talk about our X factors in tonight's game. Rex, what's your biggest X factor?
Sam, it is Debo
let's
Samuel.
go, Rex.
He is my X factor. And it's this particular run right here. You're going to see it. I got 2 of them, and it's the same run. They're going to start. It looks like a counter going one way, but now they're going to run a reverse. The fullback also changes his blocking path, and this thing has been almost unstoppable this season. He averages over 12 yards a carry when he runs the football, and you're going to see it here. It's just going the other direction here, so you better be ready for this play. Kansas City. He could have run for 200 yards against Green Bay the way this thing was open. So to me, you have to know where he's at every time.
Well, I'm going to tell you my X factor for me is quarterback Patrick Mahomes. In order for the Kansas City Chiefs to bring this championship home, they're going to need this man to be lights out and electrified. As you can see here, being able to find Tyreek Hill. I'm looking for timing routes today against the Kansas City Chiefs. Being able to buy some time for your wide receivers to escape the great pass rush from the front 4 of the San Francisco 49ers. He's going to have to drop a dime in there to Hartman to be able to finish the play. And last but not least, you heard me talking about timing routes. Be able to throw it short in order to take it deep. So be prepared in the first half to see some of these short passes by the Legion of Zoom. They got to catch it. They got to win it.
Moss, I'm going to go to the Kansas City defensive side of the ball because somebody's got to tackle Debo Samuel, Rex, and all of them running backs. It starts with the safeties. Tyrann Mathieu, you see him right here. Instinctive, doesn't fall on the play fakes. Playing from deep to short and delivering big blows. This is what these safeties will have to do. You got to find him. Where is he? If he's at the slot, high possibility of him blitzing versus those San Francisco 49er runs. They're going to have to tackle. And now, Daniel Sorensen, who's had a great playoff season up to this point. He has been making plays. You see him not falling for the pump fake from Tannehill. Great play on the screen, but tackling. Why am I showing tackling, people? Because this fundamental is what it's going to be all about for this game, for the Kansas City Chiefs and them to emerge victorious. Playing man-to-man coverage right here, but eventually, you're going to have to tackle. It could be a quarterback. I don't know, but Sorensen has done it well. Great safety for the Kansas City Chiefs. Go ahead and lay them hits, Dirty Dan.
Hey, guys, I asked John Lynch, what's the best thing the 49ers do that nobody talks about? He said, this is what it is. Our wide receivers block. Wes Welker has those guys coached up. Yes. They're blocking downfield. That means a running back taking a run that's going to be a 5, 6, 7, 8 yard run turns into a touchdown run. When guys are blocking downfield, the speed that they have in the backfield, we talk about the speed of the Chiefs. These guys have track guys at running back. Blocking downfield takes these plays and make some home run plays. You mentioned Deebo Samuel. Yes, I'm going to play a fullback as a lead blocker. Coming in motion, and Deebo, you. Look for wide receivers blocking as a huge X factor for explosive plays in this game.
Well, guys, it's an important day for a lot of reasons. It's San Francisco 49ers offensive assistant Katie Sowers' 4th season in the NFL, but today she becomes the first woman to ever coach in a Super Bowl. She's deflected a lot of the attention, but guys, this is a big deal, and hopefully a reminder to all the girls out there, young and old, that just because it's never been done doesn't mean you can't do it. Cannot wait to see her out there tonight. For more on Coach Sowers Niners, we go out to one of our favorites, Josina Anderson at the team hotel. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Joe. Well, hey, Sam, that's me, right? Well, 49ers defensive end DeForest Buckner said that he was getting a little bit tired of all the compliments of Patrick Mahomes coming into Super Bowl Sunday and suggested that it might be wise for the Chiefs quarterback to, quote, make a financial decision by running out of bounds or by sliding. He said, listen, the Chiefs just haven't seen a defense like ours with a different level of speed, and it's going to be an awakening for Patrick Mahomes. Buckner also added that, listen, he said, what you're going to see is the fact that we are going to try to do our best to put him on his back because that's the best way to just alter his reactionary speed. But here's the thing. Patrick Mahomes hasn't been sacked in 2 games in the postseason, and he also has a league-leading QBR versus the pressure of 75. And when I asked defensive coordinator Robert Saleh, is he going to bring out any unrecognizable looks that Patrick Mahomes hasn't seen before? And he said, that could happen. And I said, are you going to call it the 49ers special? And he said, Josina, I can't tell you. Sam, back to you.
Hey, at least you tried, right? That's the job. Great stuff, Joe. Still to come on Countdown. Randy's got something special for you. It's a Super Bowl edition of You Got Moss. Give the people what they want, Randy.
You got Moss. You got Moss, Super Bowl edition.
When I think of You Got Moss, I'm just thinking somebody got bummed.
You got Moss, Super Bowl edition.
Every time I hear You Got Moss, I just think of a sick catch, somebody like jumping over somebody, snagging the ball over them. Give me your cookies. Give me that. You got Moss.
One play at a time. Do whatever it takes to get into the end zone.
Excuse me.
Ma?
Saquon, I made you a bowl of soup.
I don't think this is the right time.
There's always a good time for Campbell's Chunky.
Good call, Mom.
I know.
Fill it right with Campbell's Chunky, packed with hearty meat and veggies. Soup that eats like a meal.
Can my side be firm?
And my side super soft?
Yes, with the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. On sale now. You can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
Come on, Pup, time to go. Can it help me fall asleep faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet.
But can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable.
So you can really promise better sleep?
Not promise, prove. And now, during the Ultimate Sleep Number event, save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, plus 0% interest for 24 months on all smart beds, only for a limited time.
All the parts that you need to keep her on the road. For work, for school, everywhere you go. But sometimes they can be hard to find. Rock Auto's got the parts for whatever you drive. Upkeep on that work truck, you just save some big bucks. All the parts you're looking for delivered to your front door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need. RockAuto.com.
Tonight, we stop and smell the paprika. We break bread with our favorite people and break out of our food ruts. To us, healthy means connecting with our food through every chop, dice, season, and sear, and knowing exactly what goes into each meal. All from the comfort of home. With Blue Apron, skip the stress of meal planning and just enjoy living a healthy lifestyle. Visit BlueApron.com TV60 to get $60 off. Blue Apron, feed your soul.
Hi. Hello. I'm Dave. You might know me as Lil Dicky, but there's a lot more to me. Don't you want to know who I am? Not really. Do you want to meet the guy behind the guy? Do you want to know what the industry is like? I got a strange life. Yes, I know that I'm a rapper at the end of the day, but I think it's time you knew me by my government name. Hi, I'm Dave. Dave. Who's Dave? Hi, I'm Dave. Please watch. Please, I'm Lil Dicky. No, shut up. I am Dave.
3 Reasons 4Runner comes with lane departure alert standard. Him, and her.
You all right? Yeah, why? The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. The future's not coming, it's already here. Join us and be the future.
We all use our phones very differently. We need a great network all the time.
Everyone in your family is different.
These two are always gaming, and this one's always on FaceTime.
So Verizon has plans to mix and match starting at $35 and up to $700 off the latest iPhone. The network more people rely on gives you more.
From the home of never-ending comes never-ending stuffed pastas. From as little as $11.99, you get never-ending stuffed pastas, sauces, and toppings. Never-ending salad and breadsticks, of course. Never-ending generosity. Never-ending stuffed pastas. Only at
We recommend HomeLight.
Get started for free today at homelight.com.
The dual threat quarterback. The game has changed.
It's been a long time coming.
The dual threat quarterback is here.
And they're just getting started.
People say, oh, he's a scrambler. Like, what do you mean? Well, no, I'm doing everything that a quarterback does, but more.
The disrespect that took place was because I played wide receiver. The narrative was he's not a good thrower, can't pass the ball. So teams would have 8-man fronts daring me to throw the football. And oh my goodness, I had a good time.
Give it to him, touchdown! Patrick Mahomes on fire!
Can't stop him, you can only hope to contain him.
We have a freak when it comes to throwing the football in Patrick Mahomes, but he's capable of making plays with his feet.
I see myself in Mahomes. He'll buy time and he'll sling it all over the place.
I think what you're seeing now is that evolution from Andy, carrying over from when I left, when Michael Vick stepped in, now to Patrick Mahomes. And it's exciting to see the things that he's able to do with Patrick. Makes the game more exciting.
As we welcome you back to Hard Rock Stadium, Steve Young won his MVP here 25 years ago with Louis Riddick and the head coach of the LA Rams, Sean McVay. Sean, the list of quarterbacks here this week, past and present, who've just raved about Mahomes is endless. Can you show us from your perspective what makes him so different?
Yeah, we didn't cross over with Kansas City a whole lot, but when you really dive into his film, he's even better than I thought, Susie, and it's really impressive. All the things he does, he processes things so quickly. He knows his issues. They're bringing an all-out pressure right here. He knows he's going to be free off his right side. He slightly drifts, and then the trajectory that he puts underneath this ball, knowing that he doesn't have to beat a deep safety and let Tyreek Hill run underneath it. It's the above the neck combined with the tools and the athleticism that makes this guy so special. The creativity is like nothing we've seen from the position, and the pocket awareness. Expect this from Bosa and D Ford all day. He's stepping up, and then I don't know what you would describe this as, anything other than Mr. Miyagi Karate Kid type throw. This is unbelievable right here, to not have a platform, to get the arm strength into it, to drive this ball and give Hardman a chance. That's just a great play right there. And then you see some of these other things where recognizing coverage contours, being able to play with his eyes. Look at him confirm with his eyes. All right, that backside safety is over the top, and then he just puts a great trajectory underneath it, knowing he's got to match up with Tyreek Hill down the middle of the field, playing the position at such a high level in rhythm. And then here again, another two safety defense. These are the types of things, just the feel for where the rush disperses. He slightly drifts to his left right here, and again, to be able to drive this ball, but also to recognize the coverage, make these plays. It's not just the athleticism and the tools, it's the above the neck that stands out about him. He's playing at a level that is really, really impressive. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you, as soon as they drafted him, I talked to Brett Veach, the general manager of the Chiefs, and he said, Louis, this kid's showing stuff already in rookie minicamp and OTAs we have never seen. And I kind of made this analogy. I said, look, they just cannot wait to take this new red Ferrari and bring it out of the garage. So I went back and looked at some of the best plays that he has made over the past 2 years. This is a 3rd and 6 situation against Detroit. You don't see quarterbacks do this. He sees Mitchell Schwartz, their right tackle, get beat on an inside pass rush. And as he's running, this is a 3rd and 6 situation, he looks back at the ref to see if he was going to throw a holding, because he thought it was holding, because he said, look, I don't want to run down here and waste my energy if you're going to throw a flag. Who does that in the middle of a play? We were out in Denver in 2018. This is a 3rd and 5 situation where it's in the 4th quarter. They're down. Von Miller is screaming off of his front side. He sees Tyreek Hill sprinting across the field. He goes, I can't get this off of my right hand. I'm just going to put it in my left hand and throw it to you. I was standing down on the field going, you've got to be kidding me. This play right here is 4th and 9, and they're down by a touchdown with about 2 minutes to go against Baltimore last year. Tyreek Hill is running in the total opposite direction of the field. And just look at this throw. I don't need to really describe it because you can't describe it. Those are the kind of plays when Andy talks about, sometimes I just look at him and I ask him, how did you see that? You weren't looking at it. And he goes, I don't know. I just saw it. And he just goes, okay, I'll just move on to the next thing. Special. It's just special.
Part of it, too, is things falling the right way. Don't you think he and Andy Reid are also the marriage made in heaven?
Yeah, you know, you think about it. When he came out of Texas Tech, this is Patrick Mahomes, people said he was reckless. And that recklessness reminded me of Andy Reid with Mike Holmgren and Brett Favre. When Brett Favre came out, he was reckless. And Mike Holmgren, and I think Andy saw how Mike used what was reckless and just shined it up. So that there was a lot of art in Brett Favre's game, but he brought more science to Brett Favre. And I think this is exactly what happened with Patrick Mahomes with Andy. He took that recklessness, held on to it, shined it up as an art form, but held on to it as far as his science. Well, Andy was my JV football coach at BYU, and Mike Holmgren was my offensive coordinator. So, I speak with some knowledge around these two guys and the experience they've had in bringing what I think is Patrick Mahomes is special. Everyone says that, but he could have easily been reckless if he wasn't handled correctly. Remember also, Pat, watched the greatest scientific quarterback, Alex Smith. Alex was a guy that's like, look, we are going to matriculate down the field. I'm going to do exactly what I'm told, and he's great at it. And it was the risk profile for Alex was so much less than Pat. So Pat had to be influenced by that and go, you know what? There is a part of the game that I want to be more scientific. Yeah. And I'll use my art. And in that way, I think you get the full measure of who Pat Mahomes is because of Andy, because of what happened with Brett Favre and Mike Holmgren, and with that, watching Alex Smith for a year. It was perfect kind of concoction for Patrick Mahomes. I think
that combination of art and science that you talk about, and I've stolen that a few times, by the way, to talk about quarterbacks.
Feel free.
It's
not mine either.
and you talk about getting with the right people and how that really can dictate your success or failure when it comes to quarterback. I keep coming back to this situation again, what happened with Jared, with Sean out in L.A., and how in his rookie year there were many people who thought there's like a huge gulf between him and Carson Wentz. And you quickly made that there was no gulf anymore. And that kind of knowledge and being able to actually convey it to someone else where it's usable, that's what you're talking about with Pat, right?
Right.
I mean, he took the painting and kind of really put it inside the lines, and I think that's pretty cool. That's really cool.
It's been special. I mean, you look at Andy Reid, what makes him great is his ability to adjust and adapt and help players reach their highest potential under his guidance and leadership, and that flexibility is what makes him special, and when you combine these two, it sure has been a fun pairing to watch.
Patrick has always had in Kansas City a great quarterback room. Mike Kafka is the quarterback coach, been with him for every single snap, every single throw, and he says that they knew the magic was going to happen. That's organic, but it's the routine stuff. It's him learning the routine stuff.
Which he's handled. The coach made a great point.
Right.
How well he's handling that.
That's taken it.
It's been impressive.
You need a supporting cast to be great. Speaking of greatness, it's time for our Hall of Fame wide receiver to shine. Let's send it back to the beach for Randy.
Yeah, Susie, we were ready for a special edition of You Got Moss because it was going to be a special edition Super Bowl You Got Moss. And then we saw this guy just walking down the street, curly hair. We were like, you know what? Let's have a guest just jump in with us. Everybody say hello to Mr. Russell Wilson. Russell, we're happy to have you with us, but I just want to let you know there's a lot of pressure to be a part of You Got Moss.
Oh, that's pressure, huh?
Okay, yes.
Okay, I'm
so
next
get
to
your
the
mind
Randy
right.
Moss.
Yes, you are. And let's see what we've got.
Okay, let's do it.
We thank Russell Wilson for showing up for all the NFL fans here on South Beach. Let's get the last You Got Most of the season started. Let's go, Sam. Let's go, Russ. Let's go, Matt. Number 5, let's get it. Super Bowl 52, Eagles versus Patriots. Nick Foles throws down the field to Alshon Jeffrey for a touchdown who catches over Eric Rowe. Eric Rowe, you won't hear your name again. But the first time Eric Rowe fans say it with me, You Got Moss. Let's go, number 4, Super Bowl 43. Steelers versus Cardinals. Kurt Warner lobs it to the end zone, and Ben Practice goes over Larry Foote for the touchdown. Hey, Larry Foote, man, I remember competing against you, man. I need a little bit more athletic ability than that. Help me say it.
You got more.
Number 3, let's go. Let's stay in the same game. Warner tosses it up, lobs it up for Larry Fitzgerald. Man, is that an Ike Taylor spotting? Hey, Ike Taylor, man, you was good for the Berg, but Larry wanted it more than you. Hey, Matt, let's help him say it fast.
You got Moss. I know Ike Taylor won anyway. Number 2, Randy, Super Bowl 42. Giants versus Patriots, Eli Manning. I know this one hurts you, Teddy. I know this one hurts you, Randy. But David Tyree with the iconic catch, pinning the ball to his helmet against your front and mind. Rodney Harrison, you got Moss.
Russ, it's up to you, Russ.
It's me. It's Super Bowl 51. We got the Patriots versus the Falcons. The one and only Julio Jones run to the sideline, makes an incredible catch, gets his feet down. Look at that. Over Eric Rowe. Hey, Eric Rowe. You got Moss.
You even had his broadcast voice for that.
Mr. Russell Wilson, give it up. Appreciate you, Russ. Much love to you, baby.
Wait, hold up. Russ, since you're here, you think maybe you could just hang out with us for a little bit longer? Is that all right?
I can hang out.
All right. We do need to talk about Richard Sherman, a guy that you're very familiar with. And, oh, by the way, both of these teams are teams you've beaten in the last 2 years. So you've maybe got a little scouting report for us. Russ is going to stick with us. A lot more coming on Sunday. NFL Countdown from Miami Beach right after this.
We made USAA Bank for members like Cassie. She's practical and always gets the most bang for her buck. USAA Bank helps Cassie keep more of her money with no monthly service fees or minimum balance requirements. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Pepsi Zero Sugar. All the cola flavor, none of the sugar.
All these people, not a nacho fry in sight.
If Taco Bell won't keep nacho fries on the menu, we win. Let's go get that cheese.
The Mexican spices, they changed you.
What? You scared of a little flavor?
Nacho fries are back. It's over.
Oh. We just getting started.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge-watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
People take amazing photos of things every day, like grapefruits. And because we're so good at taking photos, we're also really good at doing taxes. People can be good at anything, even taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
The flu sucks everything out of you. The fever, aches, and chills can flatten you fast. Prescription Xofluza can help you feel better in just over 2 days. Over-the-counter medicines just treat symptoms. Xofluza is different. It attacks the flu virus at its source with just 1 dose. But your window for prescription treatment is short. Ask your doctor about Xofluza within 48 hours of your first symptoms. Xofluza treats the flu in people 12 years and older whose flu symptoms started within the last 2 days. Before taking Xofluza, tell your doctor if you're pregnant, nursing, and all the medications you take. Do not take Xofluza if you are allergic to baloxavir marboxyl or any of the ingredients in Xofluza. If you develop an allergic reaction, call your doctor immediately. The most common side effects are bronchitis, nausea, diarrhea, sinusitis, and headache. The sooner your doctor prescribes Xofluza, the sooner you can start feeling like you, not the flu. Xofluza, 1 dose can do it. Visit Xofluza.com to download a coupon.
Competing in today's business climate is challenging. Your customers expect speed and convenience. Tackle is a revolutionary new app that connects you with over 70,000 background check providers who are ready to help you make your company more productive. Businesses use Tackle for same-day installation of all types of products. The Tackle app also includes functionality for photo documentation. To find out how Tackle can make your business more efficient and profitable, visit tackle.com/partnerships.
Robinhood believes now is the time to do money without the commission fees, so you can start investing today, wherever you are. even hanging with your dog. So, what are you waiting for? Download now and get your first stock on us. Robinhood.
I always thought it was me, that I was the reason all these diets never worked.
This is genuinely not a temporary fix. There's some serious psychology behind it.
It's funny how much smarter I feel like Noom has made me. It's the simple things.
Once I understood why I was making those choices, it was easy for me to change those habits, and weight loss came naturally after that.
I've been on Noom for 4 months now. I've lost 27 pounds, and I feel like I got my life back.
Visit Noom.com and lose the weight for good.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, recognizing those who strive to rise above the rest. Goodyear, more driven. Well, Richard Sherman will play in his 3rd career Super Bowl and his first for the 49ers after he appeared in 2 with the Seahawks in 2013 and 2014. Sherman has 2 interceptions in this year's playoffs, and since his rookie season in 2011, his 39 interceptions are the most in the league. Before the big game, Richard sat down with our Keyshawn Johnson.
So your pretender speech at the beginning of the season, where did that come from?
You know, I get tired of people talking in hindsight. I get tired of, because we don't get to play in hindsight. Like, I make a mistake, we lose. I don't get to say, oh man, if I would have did this, we'd have won, and then people just accept it as law. You know, once you're wrong, I want you staying wrong. Don't try to give us credit now, just stick. If you had us ranked 25, keep us ranked 25. I want you to admit you was wrong. I want you to take that L, and take it on the chin and walk away. At least stick by your word, because I want you to sound like an idiot at the end. You know, I kind of saw this coming. No, you didn't. You didn't see it coming.
How do you feel when you get, and we're going to dive into the Reaver stuff, how do you feel, though, when you get current and former NFL players talking negative about your play?
It's just unfortunate. It's sad. There's enough people tearing us down. There's enough people, you know, with the crabs in the barrel mentality that's going to try to pull you down and pick your game apart. You know, we don't need to do it to each other. A dude tweets something when I'm in the middle of a game, you know, I give up a play like, I guess no other corner in the league in the history of the game has ever given up a deep ball, a pass during the game. It seems like he was waiting on this for a long time, because I haven't given up
sitting there waiting to push sin.
Right, and that's where it's unfortunate, you know what I mean, because I got no ill will to that man, you know what I mean, one of the best to ever play at the position, and for him to say stuff like that, it's just disappointing. They're like, he's a zone corner, but we played almost all man on 3rd down. And I would say that's the money down. But they want to say zone corner, you know what I mean? They're like, he don't follow. And I'm like, until you find me a left tackle that follows J.J. Watt everywhere he goes, that follows Aaron Donald everywhere he goes, then I'm not about it. That's what's weird about the whole conversation, is because now you're going to downplay my game because this is what my coach asked me to do. You play to win, so you play to your team's strengths. And if you got the #1 pass defense in the land, it might seem like we're doing it right.
I don't think I'd know what to do if Richard Sherman didn't have a chip on his shoulder anymore. So only kind of Richard Sherman we know.
Goes away. Yeah.
And Russell Wilson knows that very well. 6 years ago today, we were playing in a Super Bowl with him, played in 2 with him, played with him for 6 years in Seattle. So what is it about this guy that makes him so special on the field?
Well, first of all, his mentality is everything. He's, the reality about Sherman, he's a realist. You know, the stats are the facts. You know, the guy knows how to make plays. He knows you throw the ball up in the air, he's probably going to go get it. And that's the thing about today. It's going to be really interesting. You know, they have so many weapons on the outside from Mahomes. You know, and when they try to throw it down the field, how many times will they attempt that? And I think Richard, you give him too many times, he's going to make the play.
Does it go to practice, too? Does it go to practice with Richard? I mean, when he was with you, was it him in on the practice field?
Well, that's what made us great. You know, that's what made our whole football team win that Super Bowl and go to 2 in a row. You know, it was the reality of everybody competing at the highest level and playing every practice like a game. The thing I respect about Richard Sherman is one thing, more than one thing, but the reality is that he would go and he would play practice like it was the game every single time. Yes. He would play hurt. He would play injured no matter what it was. You knew that you were going to get 2-5 out there on the field, and he's done it for the 49ers. He did it for us with the Seahawks, and that's what makes him a Hall of Famer.
Well, it's crazy that you say that, Russ, because his play shows on the field. You're talking about a player being able to practice harder than he plays a football game and makes it easier on Sunday. That's something I've always said. But looking at his career, I've always called Richard Sherman a cover corner, and there's nothing wrong with being a cover corner. Throughout my career, they've always called me a deep threat. I never thought anything was wrong with a deep threat, like I cannot score anywhere on the field, like a slant or a 5-yard hitch. Not saying that Richard Sherman cannot play man coverage, but throughout his career, Coach, that's what he played. He played cover 3, played zone coverage in Seattle with a great pass rush. We're looking at the great pass rush of the San Francisco 49ers, making it easier for a guy like Richard Sherman to play like this at a high level such late in his career. When I look at this game today, you heard me talking about the track meet against the Legion of Zoom. I expect to see Richard Sherman just going out here to compete, what he's been doing time in and time out. But I really want to see Richard Sherman against a guy like Tyreek Hill. Man-to-man coverage, no safety help, and I just want to see what happens. Russ, you just said if the ball's in the air, one thing that Richard Sherman has proven, he will go up and get that ball, but, hey, it's going to be a great matchup.
Does he have the speed to stick with that guy?
It's not about, listen to me, it's not always about the speed when you look at a guy as smart as Richard Sherman. He's going to pick and choose when to be physical, when to play over the top. That's why I say it's going to be an interesting chess match between the two.
Well, I think that's going to be critical. I think the biggest thing, too, as well, is they're going to change. Robert Saleh is one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. The reality is that he knows they got a great defensive line. Sherm knows that, too.
Yes.
Let him get to Mahomes and see what happens. And I think the reality is that on third down, that's when Sherman's going to match up, and that's what you'll find out.
Yeah, you know what? I look at it this way. Like Richard Sherman, he does a phenomenal job he's got as good a vision as I've ever seen a corner have. And he doesn't just have vision on routes. It's easy to say, hey, look, he sees 2 disappear inside. He's going to go inside of 1. But what he can tie in is his own pass rush. Like, it's incredible. He knows that, hey, my guys are getting ready to get there.
Got that clock.
But
the clock.
He really does. But the challenge today, though, I think for that pass rush, is Bosa can't get past the quarterback. I saw him against a certain quarterback where he struggled. Russell, this is going to be against you, and this is what we can't have. We can't just go past the quarterback. If you go past the quarterback, you're wasted. And Russell, you took advantage of this time and time again in the 2 meetings that I saw. And Joey, you got an athletic quarterback in there, and Pat Mahomes. And Nick, don't go past the darn quarterback. And Russell, this is something that they got to tie in their pass rush. You're going to see it here. Inside entry by Nick Bosa. Now we get the defensive tackle around for contain. This is what you have to do against a movement quarterback and Pat Mahomes today. So be looking for that. I hate it in the 2-minute. Because in a 2-minute, it seemed like their games weren't coordinated, and boy, did you take advantage of it, Russell.
Well, yeah, you have to take advantage of your opportunities when they do rush up the field. I think the thing, though, is that's what they do best is rush up the field. So the reality is that's where they get their sacks, is trying to get after the quarterback. So you can't lose that, but you just have to know, the thing about Mahomes is he creates that space side to side, and he's not really trying to run it. I'm not really trying to run it either, to be honest with you. Sometimes you got to go. But, I think he creates that space side to side.
So you're telling me this. You didn't sense a plan with them. They were just rushing and trying to get you, and they just worried about rotating. Is it just playing the run on the way to the quarterback, or do you – because certain teams have the spy, want to keep you in the pocket, and you sense the plan. Do you sense them just recklessly rushing towards you?
I think yes, until Mahomes beats him a few times. I mean, the reality is they're trying to get to the quarterback and make sacks and knock that ball out. I mean, that's where you get turnovers.
And I want to ask you this question, Russ. Being a mobile quarterback and understanding how disciplined a defensive pass rush has to be, how do you see this game going, and how disciplined both sides of the ball have to be for both of these dual threat quarterbacks?
Well, that's where this game is won. That's the reality is if the 49ers can get to Mahomes and cause some havoc when he scrambles, when he moves outside the pocket, they'll win the game. But if they don't, they'll lose the game. And the reality is that with the weapons that you said, the Legion of Zoom,
yes,
with the weapons that they have, it's a track meet out there.
Yes.
And they're going to be up tempo. I think the thing about the Chiefs is they're not going to get discouraged if they're down. Their goal is to score 45 points, and they're going to try to do that every time they step on the field. And that's what makes their offense great. They got a great quarterback and great players around them to go score more points than they do.
How many points do you think they get?
I think the game's going to be closer than 45. I think it's going to be 27-21 Chiefs.
No, but you're picking the Chiefs.
All right.
Wow, I like it. No political answer there. He just went for it. That's what I like.
All right.
Well, Russell, I mean, you mentioned the MVP thing, and I think we all agree. If it weren't for the incredible season Lamar Jackson had this year, this is probably your MVP in the National Football League this year. An incredible season. We are so grateful you stopped by. And congrats on baby number 3.
Baby number 3 coming. Yeah,
family
exciting.
this week. I know Sierra's probably performing right now. I mean, about to have a baby, whatever. This family has no talent. It's really a shame that you couldn't figure out something to do with your lives. We're so grateful that you
Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate
Mamba mentality.
Thank
Kobe.
you.
Miss you, brother.
Love the jersey, too. Our Sal Palantonio has more on the Chiefs that Russell just picked from the team hotel. Sal, what do you have for us?
Well, as Russell Wilson just talked about, SP, it's all about Patrick Mahomes on the run, and that's what the players and the coaches have been telling me. That has been a point of emphasis when they practice. Andy Reid has told his wide receivers there are no dead routes. Make sure you have your eyes open. When Patrick Mahomes is outside the pocket, he will find you. He has great vision, so be ready for the football. Remember, Patrick Mahomes, the second outside the pocket, has 24 touchdown passes in the last 2 seasons. That's number 1 in the NFL. Russell Wilson, SB, has 16, so he's got 8 more than Russell Wilson outside the pocket. The bottom line is, when he sees the pass rush go by Patrick Mahomes, that's when he comes outside the pocket. That's when he's looking to go downfield with the football, as Rex Ryan just said.
Good stuff, Sal. Still to come on Countdown, our San Francisco Hall of Famer Steve Young sits down with the 49ers' current QB. But after the game tonight, a special edition of NFL Primetime with Chris Berman, Steve Young, and Randy Moss live from the field with all the highlights and post-game interviews on ESPN and the ESPN app. Coming up on Countdown, that same Steve Young will sit down with Jimmy G, find out what he thought of the game plan that saw him throw in just 8 times.
Mike, his dad was coaching, and they ran that much. I would yell at Mike.
When they're getting 8 yards of carry, though.
Yeah, what are you going to say,
yeah,
right?
You're like, it's tough to step in here.
Super fair.
You're watching Postseason NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers.
Good morning.
More treatment.
We're going to try something different today.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Dogs bring out the good in us. Pedigree brings out the good in them.
Retirement income is complicated. As your broker, I've solved it.
That's great, Carl. But we need something better that's easily adjustable.
Has no penalties or advisory fee.
And we can monitor.
To see that we're on track.
Like Schwab Intelligent Income.
Schwab.
Introducing Schwab Intelligent Income, a simple, modern way to pay yourself from your portfolio.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, we don't have that.
Schwab, a modern approach to wealth management.
You met on an app. Delete it.
Why?
He's the one. Gesundheit. You have a birthmark. In the shape of Texas, you think it looks more like Arkansas.
How do you know that?
I see something else. A star with 3 points. You're in a Mercedes.
Yeah, we wish.
Wish granted. With 4 models starting under $37,000, there could be a Mercedes-Benz in your very near future.
One of these tax prep services lets more people file for free. Is it TurboTax or H&R Block Online? We may never know. More people can file free with H&R Block Online than TurboTax. It's better with Block.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know Pinocchio was a bad motivational speaker?
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential. You have potential. You have... Oh, boy.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Take it to the house, kid! Woo!
Say yes to RAV4's available all-wheel drive, and you get closer to nature.
Learn to speak squirrel.
Get closer to nature and communicate in new ways. Communicate in new ways, and you make new friends. Say yes to RAV4.
Every superhero has an origin story. We all got our start somewhere. For us, it was the U.S. Air Force.
It's important to have a reliable network. We all use it in different ways.
Everyone in your family is different.
Someone's streaming sports, someone's video chatting her friends.
So Verizon has plans to mix and match starting at $35 and up to $700 toward our best phones. The network more people rely on gives you more.
People take amazing photos of things every day, like grapefruits. And because we're so good at taking photos, we're also really good at doing taxes. People can be good at anything, even taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
Countdown to Kickoff is presented by Tostitos.
Bad boys, we don't really got a choice. I know how this shit get heard in my voice.
Jimmy GQ. He's the type of guy that can, after football, he can get into modeling or something. He definitely is a good-looking guy. I mean, look at the guy. Fits him pretty well.
Oh, you see Jimmy G's chin line? Holy cow, that is pretty. The guy's got such a chin line. He's got a butt chin, and it's amazing. Oh my goodness.
Everywhere I go, from family members, everybody, they talk about Jimmy and his good looks.
He's definitely a cover boy for sure.
Even better than the good looks is how humble and nice he is. Just ask his offensive linemen. They don't know him as Jimmy GQ. They say he's just this kid from Chicago who used to get beat up by his older brothers. And tonight, he could become a Super Bowl champ. Now tell me if this sounds familiar. A Niners quarterback who has 2 Super Bowl rings, but sat behind one of the all-time greats. And tonight, could get the monkey off his back.
So you're one of a handful of guys in the history of the game that in their first full year of starting takes their team to the Super Bowl. How does that sound to you?
Pretty good. It's been a long time coming for, to get a full season under my belt, make it through healthy, and so just enjoying this ride.
Stay aggressive, fellas. Yeah, stay aggressive.
2017, you joined this team, and this team was down, and now you're in the Super Bowl. What's happened in these last couple of years?
Obviously, it starts with Kyle and John. Just, the people they bring in, the people they get rid of. We all get along together in the locker room.
This is the Joe Show. We're here with Jimmy Garoppolo.
What's up, guys?
Sweet hair, dude.
We got a couple, pieces here and there, and everything came together.
You and Kyle seem to have a great relationship. Take us inside the relationship.
I mean, it's gotten better throughout the year, too. Just when he's calling plays and I can almost anticipate what he's going to call or what he's thinking on this play, if that interaction between us is just so natural. And it happens out on the field, it happens in the meeting room, it's just good.
Go do what we do, boys.
The 49ers are going to win the NFC Championship game and go to the Super Bowl.
When did you know that Kyle was just going to run that ball and that was how you guys were going to go down?
Well, I mean, after, I think it was the second series, we all came to the sideline and we're just like, we could run it every play.
Run it again! Run it again!
It's just the unselfishness of a receiver coming off the field and saying, hey, we need to run the ball down their throat. I mean, you just don't see that every day. So
no, you do not.
Yeah, I mean, and our all the receivers, they love, catching the ball and doing their thing, but it's just whatever it takes to win, and that's why it's such a good group.
As a quarterback, I'm thinking, man, I don't want to get rusty here.
When you talk about the rusty thing, I probably went an hour and a half, and then we threw the one to Kittle. And I remember walking up to the line of scrimmage, I was like, oh, all right, here we go. Got to loosen this thing up again.
I would be honest with you, if Mike, his dad, was coaching and they ran that much, I would yell at Mike. I mean, it'd be harder for me. I don't know what it.
Well, when they're getting 8 yards of carry, though.
What are you going to say?
Yeah, you're
right?
like, it's tough to step in here. I'd rather throw it 8 times and win than throw it 40 and lose. Whatever it takes to win.
Steve, what's your perspective on Jimmy not throwing a ton in the playoffs?
Yeah, he's such a great culture carrier in the locker room. He is a guy that's going to be a reason if they win, regardless. If he throws it 6 times and they win, he'll be a huge piece to that puzzle. But as far as just playing the quarterback position, I thought at the end of that championship game myself, it's like he needs to throw the ball more just to stay in the flow. I know I would want to stay sharp that way, game side. I think that Kyle and he talked about that relationship. Kyle does a great job of managing Jimmy, because Jimmy, when he drops like to pass, the ball's coming out.
Yeah.
That's who he is. It's like, and that's great, except for the back end when there's some stuff that just, oh, maybe not that one. And so I think he and Kyle try to manage that. And I think that's why that after the Minnesota game when he threw the interception, look, let's run the football more. I just think that he's okay with that relationship and how it works out. And I think as this game goes out, that'll be something you watch. If he needs Jimmy to go throw it 45 times like against New Orleans when he went and won it, Jimmy's shown he can do it, but now it's a Super Bowl, and he hasn't done it for a month, or even 2 months even. And so in many ways, that's one of the unique kind of perspectives for this Super Bowl to watch, is how Kyle and he deal with the passing game and how many times they actually drop back and throw it.
But if he has to throw it, we've seen that this offense is really quarterback friendly. How so?
Yeah, you know, Kyle does a great job of being able to give the quarterback breather plays, but then also when Jimmy's been asked to deliver in crunch time, he's shown he's more than capable of that. And I think, like we talked about with Andy and with Patrick, Kyle and Jimmy have a great rapport. Here you see another action, looks just like the run, marrying the run and the pass. Here comes the jet motion, and then Deebo Samuel kind of dragging across the formation, getting it in an elite playmaker's hands on just a catch. 2.5 yards down the field, but ends up leading to an explosive. These are great designs. Then you say the combination of hard run action. Now it looks like a boot after they clear the run action. And for Jimmy to be able to get his hips around, keeping back to his non-dominant hand, flip his hips, make a big-time throw down the field to George Kittle. This is a combination of great design, great execution right here, leading to an explosive touchdown that iced the game earlier. And then you go back to Arizona, Thursday night game, trying to close the game out, 3rd down and long, pocket collapses. You got Chandler Jones, one of the best in the world, coming right in here, and he makes a great throw. All right, changes his arm slot. You've got Budda Baker and Patrick Peterson in a tight zone. What a big-time play right there. That ended up leading to closing that game out, and he's shown he's capable. This offense can score in bunches. They can control the clock. That's what's been so impressive about them throughout the course of the year.
And that last throw, that quick trigger that he has.
Yes.
I think that's why he likes the ball. I can put it anywhere really fast. I think he has that great arm talent that people talk about.
Yeah, I have campaigned for Kansas City trying to sell out to make sure that they shut down the run so he can throw it. I want this game to turn into a shootout. I want him to throw for 40 yards because, quite honestly, look, I've heard the arguments about why they pulled the reins in against Minnesota and why they made them run the football against Green Bay, and that's the fact that he can't deliver. Let's just say this. We all know there's subjective evidence that says that this guy can perform in pressure situations and make beautiful throws. You guys have laid that out here. He's the only quarterback in the NFL, and I've recited this on numerous different times, the only quarterback in the NFL that is top 5 in completion percentage, yards per attempt, and touchdown passes. The only one. People knock him sometimes for the fact that he has elite playmakers as far as catch and run skills. Well, you know, Pat Mahomes has elite playmakers, catch and run skills. He oftentimes will deliver short passes, and those guys will turn them into big games, big gains. Sean Payton was on First Take this past week, and he said, I think it's one of the laziest narratives out there about this guy not being able to duel with the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He goes, I saw it in my own field. I watched him duel a Hall of Famer and beat us. Do not be mistaken. If they get into a shootout out here, they have the perimeter players and they have the quarterback that can get the job done. I just know if it'll be good enough against one of the very best.
In talking to Jimmy, he really means it. I'm okay either way because I'm such a great teammate. You said how great of a guy he is. And I think that's why this team is here in a lot of ways. It's because Jimmy willing to, look, I know I can go win this against New Orleans and throw it 45 times, but I also am just fine throwing it 8, and I'll stand for it. There's not many guys like that. I give them a huge credit for that.
I agree. I think it really shows that how connected they are. You look at the unselfishness from their skill players as well, competing without the ball. But you mentioned it, that upper body twitch, how he can speed it up. That's really that's something to look for when the pocket collapses with Frank Clark, those guys, how quickly he can speed it up and find these guys in rhythm.
Well, Sean, I mean, you mentioned it just the other day about the fact that, you know, Kyle does a great job of just playing complementary ball, and he'll do whatever is necessary. He doesn't really care about style more so than about points and just winning.
Yeah, they've done a great job with that all year. Starts with Kyle, but you look at how they're connected in all 3 phases, and it's been impressive to watch.
And I'll just say it again, the league is in great shape with both of the quarterbacks. We'll see in the game tonight because they're both so talented and they're both just so humble and nice, and they learn from the greats. As we check in with Chris Mortensen and Adam Schefter once again, and guys are talking about learning from the greats, and for Mahomes, that was Alex Smith, and OTL did a great job of following his road to recovery, and Alex admitted he's actually happy to be alive. So what more can you tell us about that?
Well, actually, if you go back to this week on NFL Live, Ron Rivera, the new Redskins coach, said he's looking forward to seeing Alex Smith on the field for OTAs. And yes, he will be competing with young quarterback Dwayne Haskins. Rivera actually said maybe Alex Smith can do for Haskins what he did for Patrick Mahomes. But it would be quite a comeback. And Alex Smith has admitted that failure is a possibility in his comeback, but he is going to give it his best. And Washington Redskins owner Daniel Snyder reminded me that they were 6-3 in 2018 when he had suffered that broken leg.
All right, more before he could head into the last season of his deal, Chargers head coach Anthony Lynn was given a contract extension this week that now leaves him with multiple years on his contract. However long the extension is, it gives Lynn an added measure of security, and the Chargers are coach under contract for when they move into the new stadium this season and beyond. Coaches don't like to head into the last year of their contract. Teams don't like it. The Cowboys tried it with Jason Garrett. It didn't work. The Chargers took care of that problem this past week.
And Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa remains the biggest story of the NFL draft, which begins on April 23rd. Tua admitted this week that he won't know anything until he has his 3-month medical scan. That would be a week from Monday, on whether his vascular part of his fractured hip is healing properly. So a week from Monday is that critical scan, and then he'll go forward. At best, it appears he'll be able to have a modified workout for teams in April if he can stay on schedule.
Okay, guys, you know how we say, even though it's a Super Bowl, you keep things the same. Your same routine. Robert Saleh runs the steps of the stadium before every game, and he's here super early doing just that here at Hard Rock Stadium. Wouldn't you love to know, though, what's going through his mind right now? Is he clearing his mind, or is this the game plan?
He's clearing it.
He's clearing his mind. Whew. All right, so much to look forward to as we continue to close in on kickoff. It's time to make our game picks. Plus, we check in one final time with our reporters for a final update on each team before they head to the stadium. And one-on-one with the most exciting quarterback in the NFL, Showtime Mahomes takes us inside what he thinks of facing Nick Bosa.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but I'm hoping that once-in-a-lifetime happens a lot more often.
Welcome to the tree.
One play at a time. Do whatever it takes to get into the end zone.
Excuse me.
Ma?
Saquon, I made you a bowl of soup.
I don't think this is the right time.
There's always a good time for Campbell's Chunky.
Good call, Mom.
I know.
Fill it right with Campbell's Chunky, packed with hearty meat and veggies. Soup that eats like a meal.
The famous Meat Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Over a pound of meat and cheese for just $10. It's more pepperoni for your penny, more beef for your buck, more... You get the idea. Get yours delivered now at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
We're proving the new Keurig K-Duo brewer makes any occasion the perfect coffee occasion. Family brunch. Just add ground coffee for a carafe or pop in a pod for a freshly brewed cup.
Good strong coffee.
Our French roast was a decaf for you, yes? In your favorite mug. There we go.
I used to have to go in to the auto parts store. Paid too much, never find quite what I'm looking for. Now I just go online to Rock Auto and see all the parts my car will ever need. Lower prices, more parts, more brands. It's so easy to find the right parts fast. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need. RockAuto.com.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you, or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
Enterprise Car Sales has access to over 500,000 pre-owned vehicles, most with tech features like blind spot detection, backup camera,
because you never know what might be behind you.
Does the sloth come standard? Looking to buy? Enterprise makes it easy.
ultimate winter vehicle protection from WeatherTech. Laser measured floor liners for the interior. Bump step and no-drill mud flaps protect the exterior. Makes coffee and donuts so much more fun. Order today at WeatherTech.com. Made right in America.
The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. The future's not coming, it's already here. Join us and be the future.
Free, 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 free.
That's right. TurboTax Free is free. Free, 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 free.
Most people think of Verizon as a reliable phone company.
But to businesses, we're a reliable partner.
We weave security into their business
and virtualize their operations.
Digital transformation never stops.
Verizon keeps business ready.
Never Ending just got Never Ending-er at Olive Garden. Never Ending stuffed pasta starting at $11.99. Your pick of stuffed pasta, sauce, and topping again and again. Plus unlimited salad and breadsticks. Never Ending stuffed pastas. Only at Olive Garden.
Showtime Mahomes and the Chiefs. 2 words. High octane.
He's got Hartman wide open. Touchdown! Kansas City. They are headed to Miami for Super Bowl 54.
He doesn't chase the spotlight, it chases him. The bright lights of the big ballin' and shot calling shine no brighter than Miami, where it's always showtime.
He's not out of bounds yet. Touchdown! That was amazing. We bad boys, well, really got a choice. I got this, you can hear it in my voice.
Known for throwing dimes, tonight he's looking to catch one from Mr. Lombardi.
We ain't stopping on a beat till we hottest in the streets.
When you walk out on that stage under the brightest light, the crowd of millions rises to their feet. You know what time it is. It's showtime.
Well, Chiefs and Niners fans have certainly invaded South Beach, but there's no doubt that I've seen more 15 jerseys here than anything else. At 24, Patrick Mahomes is 1 win away from being the youngest player to ever win an NFL MVP award and a Super Bowl. But in a society consumed by debate and disagreement, it's hard to find anybody that doesn't like this guy. Cool under pressure, you can never count him out, but the unknown remains. How will he handle the expectations in the biggest game of his life? Our Jeff Darlington sat down with him to find out.
Play together, play fast, don't make plays out there.
How much have you always had your eye on being great?
I think it's ever since I was a little kid. I got to watch all these professional athletes, including my dad and my godfather, LaTroy Hawkins, go out every single day and just try to be the best player, the best person, and pursue greatness every single day. And then I got to see guys that were at the top of the game and how much work and dedication that they put in. And I knew that day I wanted to be in those shoes and that I wanted to go out there every single day, and I knew how much hard work it took to get there.
I can't tell you how many people ask me all the time, is Patrick Mahomes as nice as he seems? Can you promise America that you will never change?
No, I'm never changing, for sure. That's something that I saw. Another thing I saw in clubhouses, I saw the guys that were awesome, that treated me amazing, would take me around, shagging fly balls, hitting with them and everything like that. Then I also saw the other side of it, the guys that weren't as nice. And so I always decided that I was going to be one of the nice guys when I got there.
Mahomes has time here. He throws it long. He's got a man in the middle of the field. Watkins! Touchdown! Kansas City!
As the potential of your career kind of starts to manifest, starts to become reality, how do you continue to raise the bar?
I preach that to the team. I preach that to the guys that I'm around, is that you have to take advantage of every single rep that you get.
You get on that field, I need everything you got all game long!
Be in games like this, to be in the Super Bowl, it doesn't come around often. You have to go out there every single year and put in your best effort every single day if you want to get to these games. And so I understand that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, but I'm hoping that once in a lifetime happens a lot more often.
I was going to say, we'll see about that, Patrick.
Yeah, exactly.
Once in a lifetime.
Inside the 10, he dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas career.
How many Super Bowls do you want to win?
I mean, I want to win as many as possible. I mean, that's the thing is I feel like with the people that I have around me, obviously rosters change, but we have a great group, a great core of guys. And the coaches that I have, I feel like I'm set up to be in a great situation every single year. And so it's about taking advantage of the opportunity you get. Obviously, with the game we're playing now, I mean, we're playing a great football team and understand that we have to play our best football if we want to win.
How do you aspire to be known?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is I want to be known as a winner on the football field, but also a winner in life. I want to make sure that obviously I win a lot of football games, hopefully can win a lot of Super Bowls and all these different stuff. I also want people to talk about me in the right way, about the person that I am off the field as well. And so I think that's the biggest thing is I want to make sure that I'm winning on and off the field.
He sure seems to be doing that. Well, getting off to a fast start could be key for a Chiefs team that struggled in the first quarter this season. Including the playoffs, Kansas City has been outscored by 14 points in the first 15 minutes of games. But it's a different story in the second quarter where the Chiefs are plus 142, the best margin in a single quarter in NFL history. I'll be honest, I don't get this one, so you're going to have to help me understand that.
It is a shocking stats, Sam, but it makes perfect sense to me because, you know, having been coached by Andy Reid, he uses the first 15. It's always a different formation and motion, personnel grouping. We've got speed trips here, 3 wide receivers to the left, tight end to the right. They take a picture. What happens with the motion? They're cataloging everything that happens in the first quarter so they know how they're going to attack in the second, third, and fourth. The second quarter, there's no one better than the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's not even close. Check out the adjustment here. Second quarter, again, motion to it, speed trips. Now I know I've got my one-on-one inside Tyreek Hill. Kelsey over there. Okay, you guys want to play 3 over 2 on Kelsey? I got it. Now I know. You're going to play 4 over 3 to the speed trip side, the wide receiver side. That's fine. 4 over 3 is fine. Except I'm going to train my quarterback to find the one-on-one. Here, because what we learned in the first quarter, the one-on-one is going to be in that seam. I'm going to hit the ball between 17 and 21 yards downfield on the inside edge of the numbers. It's very calculated. Nobody better in the second quarter.
And they may need those adjustments because that San Francisco 49er pass rush is coming, led by D Ford. The speed that he has. Well, look at the left tackle, kick out, and that gives Eric Armstead so much space in the middle to work on that guard. You got a guard on an island because of the speed of D Ford. You see him right there, way out there. The tackle has to kick out, and watch the space that Bosa has to get in between right there as D Ford comes under. Tackle can't get back under because he's already kick-slided out so far. Bosa crawls, makes a great sack. Ford and Bosa great on the ball. And then all of a sudden, hey, I can just line up over this guard because I'm so quick. Take this club to the back of the head, and I'm going to beat you. Go over the top. D Ford and his speed is so critical in the San Francisco 49er pass rush. They're going to need those adjustments, Matty. Great pass rush.
Some illegal plays in there, too.
A little bit of holding. Come on. You got the picks. We got the grabs. It's all right.
Between what you guys just showed, I think that's what's so exciting about this game. It's great on great, you know? And we've seen this Niners defense in the postseason. 9 sacks. 8 of those sacks is only sending 4. So that's the question for me today. Can they get pressure on Patrick Mahomes with 4 and really shake this game up early like some teams have been able to do against them, especially in the first quarter? Well, guys, it's about that time. There's only one thing left to do before Super Bowl Sunday, and that's make some game picks. Will Kyle get his redemption, or will Andy finally get his? Our guys will tell you what they think when we come back to South Beach.
I dig because my son still lives with us. My 32-year-old part-time DJ son.
How do I even begin to tell you how bright you shine, how strong you are, how brilliant, unique, how you're my rock, my diamond.
For the diamond in your life, there's only one diamond store. Fall in love with these special deals. At Zales, the Diamond Store.
all-you-can-eat wings and unlimited video games for just $19.99 during the big game. Only at Dave & Buster's.
Donald Trump is counting on being able to divide America to win the election. But we can choose a nominee with a proven record of winning voters on both sides of the road. Mike will get it done.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
We made USAA insurance for veterans like Martin. When a hailstorm hit, he needed his insurance to get it done right away. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for. USAA.
You can count carbs, you can count calories, but it only counts if the beer tastes good. Introducing St. Archer Gold, the ultimate light beer with 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. St. Archer Gold.
Can my side be firm?
And my side super soft?
Yes, with the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. On sale now. You can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
Come on, Pop, time to go. Can it help me fall asleep faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet.
But can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both comfortable.
So you can really promise better sleep?
Not promise, prove. And now, during the Ultimate Sleep Number event, save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus 0% interest for 24 months on all smart beds, only for a limited time.
At Ring, we've reinvented the doorbell, and now we're reinventing home security with Ring Alarm. It's the simplest, fully customizing, easy installing, home protecting, monitor everything, camera watching, flood sensing, frozen pipe alerting, smoke detecting, door locking, Alexa integrating, panic diverting, crime deterring, professional monitoring, first responding, security system that we've ever invented that you can pick up and install on your own today. Learn more at ring.com.
Growing a business is tough. Sometimes you have to think outside the box. Today's consumer expects quality and convenience. If your product requires assembly or delivery, Tackle has a network of over 70,000 providers who can make your company more productive. Tackle can even help with same-day service. The Tackle app uses state-of-the-art technology to connect you with skilled people who can help with all kinds of small jobs. Visit tackle.com/partnerships to see how Tackle can help your company grow.
Postseason NFL Countdown is presented by Snickers. Maybe the world just needs a Snickers.
Welcome to Miami-Dade County 305. You know you gotta have the right whip, driving down Ocean Drive. Miami with no roof. You watching postseason NFL Countdown.
And way to go, Mother Nature. Could this day be any more beautiful in South Florida? Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, recognizing those who strive to rise above the rest. Goodyear, more driven. Hard Rock Stadium, all dressed up for Super Bowl 54. Temps at kickoff expected to be low 60s, barely any wind, perfectly clear and dry. Absolutely ideal. And we can project the crowd tonight at Hard Rock Stadium, thanks to Vivid Seats. They're projecting that 62% of the crowd will be Chiefs fans. Dating back to Super Bowl 50, the team with the crowd advantage has won each of the last 4 Super Bowls. And now final reports from both teams, starting with Sal Paolantonio and the Chiefs.
I texted Andy Reid and I asked him, what are your final talking points to your football team going into Super Bowl 54? Because we know each other for 20 years. He called me back after practice yesterday and he said, I told them deal with all of the distractions, the noise, the long halftime, the flash bulbs popping, deal with them mentally and physically, and then go play the game. Focus on the game. You have a good play, go get another one. You have a bad play, get a good one. That's the bottom line. JoJo?
Thanks, Al. Well, I asked the NFL's king of clapback, 49ers cornerback Richard Sherman, does he have any issue with Chiefs defensive end Frank Clark calling Dee Ford's offsides penalty in the AFC Championship game last year a, quote, dumb penalty? Well, Sherman surprised me when he said, no, let him talk his talk. It's remarkable that he's even in the Super Bowl given all the struggle that he's been through. Clark's mother was formerly addicted to drugs. He was kicked out of college and also dealt with the death of his father. Well, 49ers defensive end DeForest Buckner disagreed with Sherman, saying, no, it's not something that even needed to be brought up, with Buckner lastly adding, I once saw a quote that said, a wise man once said nothing. Susie?
Okay, JoJo, teams will be arriving here soon at Hard Rock Stadium. It's almost time for us to wrap things up. But first, our game picks, beginning with Adam and Mort.
All right, Susie, Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan became the first father-son combination to coach in a Super Bowl. When Mike Shanahan won his first Super Bowl back in January of 1998, the score was 31-24. So today, I'm going to pick his son, Kyle Shanahan, by the same score, 31-24, like father, like son.
You know, Andy Reid got his first chance to be a head coach in 1999. He was a little-known quarterback coach at the Green Bay Packers. The man who hired him, Philadelphia Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie, will be in attendance today, and he says he normally doesn't root for anybody unless the Eagles are in it. But for Andy Reid, he is rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm calling this game 35-34. Suze?
Okay, guys, Lewis, you're up.
Yeah, I think you know where I'm going with this. Yeah, I know. No kidding. That'd get you in more trouble than me. 38-35 Chiefs. Look, I think this is going to be one of those, I hope it's a quarterback duel. I just think last man who has the ball is going to win this football game. I think Pat Mahomes is, look, we're watching a transcendent talent. And I think the kid's going to show that tonight. Not that he hasn't already announced it, but this is the biggest stage. I think he plays one of his biggest games.
You know, the dominant narratives of how this game's going to go, I just feel like the 49ers have more ways to win this football game than the Chiefs do.